Again. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're talking about the Minecraft movie. Let me just say, we're talking about, I think, the theater experience again. We did go and see the Minecraft movie. I didn't think it was, you know, I liked it more than the Super Mario Brothers movie. I liked it more than the FNAF movie. Even more controversial take. If anybody goes into the Minecraft movie and they're like, I like FNAF better.
Well, I guess both fan bases are autistic, but...
Well, we're not critiquing that. Really, we went into it because it was the same thing as when we went into the Wicked movie, right? We went in because what we found was people going hog wild, right? We mostly went and saw to see if there'd be anybody singing in the theater, which there was, thankfully. And this time, instead of gay people singing Defying Gravity, you have a bunch of teenagers screaming, hooping, and hollering, and throwing popcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we in? This is the state of movie theaters right now. This is also advocates who push for just, I'm gonna watch it at home, right? Which is unfortunate because I do think the movie theater is a special place. And this pains me, Nick. I'm pained. My feeble little heart can't take it.
Similar to like the Eras tour too, with Taylor Swift, fans getting up and doing
the Eras tour. Well, there's a difference between, well, here, I'm not gonna blame the Swifties for that, all right? I want to. The only people I blame at the Eras tour is like the girl who's sitting outside the stadium and she starts crying when she hears the song. It was the song that saved my life.
Well, I'm talking about when they were playing the theater.
The theaters, yeah. Doing the cult mentality. Well, I mean, you know, it's a concert thing. It's a difference at least, right? So today we're gonna talk about the absolute pandemonium that's the Minecraft movie. From trashing theaters to body slamming theater staff. Let's Minecraft. To better understand how we got here, we have to go back to the beginning. When the trailer of the Minecraft movie dropped in late 2024, people were immediately taken back by how bizarre it looked, right? Remember people being like, what does that sheep look like, dude? Why does a sheep look like that? And you're like, it's Cube. It's Minecraft. Not a big deal. Which, once again, we saw the movie. Thought they did the zombies and pigs pretty good. No. I'll say it.
Villagers.
Love the villagers. The only reason I'd go back is for the villagers. I'd watch that every day of the week. People were already prepped for disappointment after finding out that the movie would be live action rather than fully animated. But seeing the grossly realistic texture on the iconic Minecraft characters greatly upset fans of the game. Like, this isn't cute and simple. What is this? You know what kind of remind me of? It was like that thing when it's like Minecraft graphics turned all the way up. Like those YouTube videos.
RTX on and RTX.
Yeah. It runs me that trend. The villager character up like those YouTube videos.
RTX on and RTX.
Yeah. It runs with that trend. The villager character specifically disgusted people the most. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's uncanny, but at the same time, I was like, this rules. They're so looking, and all they do is just. Yeah. It's so good. Other complaints stem from how the entire movie looked like an overly saturated green screen mess. Sorry to break it to you, the Minecraft world isn't real. You're probably gonna have to have some CGI, which I will say in defense of it again, there's a couple parts where they have practical Minecraft sets and it looks really sick. Jack Black and his sheep house, whatever, that was all practical and that looks sick. I thought it looked good, you know? Could you have done all of that? I think you probably could have with the budget you had, dude, but no, gotta make it digital. Which also, to be fair, if it was all practical, would that not take away from the fact that it's like a seat, like a game? Jack Black was asked by an interviewer about his feelings on the trailer criticism, and he said, quote, I was surprised because I loved the trailer. Jack Black was asked by an interviewer about his feelings on the trailer criticism, and he said, quote, I was surprised because I loved the trailer. I was like, oh, this is gonna go over great. And you know, there's always so many people that are sensitive to everything you put out there. I love the movie, but now I'm like, I don't know. Let's see what everyone else thinks, because I don't trust myself anymore.
Yeah, actually in the interview, he seems kind of bummed. He's like,
I'd be bummed too, man. You talk about, I've had a cash cow in Kung Fu Panda for 20 years. And now people are like, you're in too much stuff. He's like, God damn, dude. God forbid I work. God forbid I work.
They love you till they hate you.
They love you till, hey, don't I know it, dude. Don't I know it. Regardless, the movie was being marketed non-stop. And seeing that Minecraft is the most popular game in the world, there was no escaping it. Minecraft merchandise began filling shelves, with people finding it bizarre that official Minecraft merch now includes overweight man in his 50s wearing a blue shirt, which I did get because I love it so much. I also got, I'll use it back there. I cut a hole in them, doesn't matter. McDonald's started releasing the Minecraft movie meals and Happy Meals, appealing to adults as well as children. Each one included collectible toys, figures, and in-game items. I'm a big softie for vinyl toys too, so you better believe. I want the Big Mac Cube, Nick. I want the Big Mac Cube. What do I have to do to get the Big Mac Cube? Alongside its theatrical release, a pirated version of the film was uploaded to the internet. This cut included incomplete CGI and visual FX, which, you know, probably can't show it, but
People say that's the true way to watch the movie.
that's how we truly Minecraft. However, this did nothing to hinder the movie's success. It was released on April 4th and ended up being a massive box office hit. The movie made global earnings of $313 million during its opening weekend, making it the highest grossing video game movie adaptation in history, even beating Mario. I thought that was crazy. Isn't that wild? I don't know. You know, and we saw the movie. It was cringy. Or I'm not going to get around it. It's stupid. There's a lot of things where it's like a really tropey. You know, if you want a breakdown of old men talking about the movie, just watch Red Letter Media talk about it, okay? Because they don't know what's going on either, and they're talking about it like Siskel and Ebert. So you do what you got to do with that, all right?
The last line. When will the Lord take me? That's my last line. I'm sorry, I forgot that last part.
Oh, okay, that's the important part.
Yeah.
All I know is that you had the meme moments. If I was a kid, I'd probably be thrilled by this. And here's the thing. I know. Put me down now, dude. I talk about fucking movies from time. I talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie. I didn't like that. It's for kids. It's for kids. You're gonna criticize a kids movie? Yeah. You know why? Because Puss in Boots 2, so good. Said it then, I'll say it now. How to Train Your Dragon. I thought the live action adaptation doesn't look too bad. Do I think Lilo and Stitch looks good in live action? No, looks horrible. All I know is that there were some moments legitimately got me to laugh. What can I say? I was chortling. I was villager laughing. All right, so I don't know. I was gonna say, is it the worst thing of all time? No, it's not. Sorry, I'll say it right now. I'll die on this hill. Better than FNAF. And you know how many people are gonna be like, in the sorry, don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. It's easy to also assume that the Minecraft movie would have been in some way successful, right? But with that success, there were some downsides, and we have to talk about chaotic movie. Yeah, you know why? Because Puss in Boots 2, so good. Said it then, I'll say it now. How to Train Your Dragon. I thought the live action adaptation doesn't look too bad. Do I think Lilo and Stitch looks good in live action? No, looks horrible. All I know is that there were some moments legitimately got me to laugh. What can I say? I was chortling. I was villager laughing. All right, so I don't know. I was gonna say, is it the worst thing of all time? No, it's not. Sorry, I'll say it right now. I'll die on this hill. Better than FNAF. And you know how many people are gonna be like, in the sorry, don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. It's easy to also assume that the Minecraft movie would have been in some way successful, right? But with that success, there were some downsides, and we have to talk about chaotic movie screenings. Preteens and teenagers went to the movie theater, and all hell broke loose. During a Minecraft movie, one specific scene has birthed a massive TikTok trend.
Chicken jockey!
In it, we see the appearance of Chicken Jockey, which is essentially just a Minecraft mob riding on top of a chicken, all right? Is it a meme? Was it even that big of a in the game? Was it a big meme? No. I think it's just the trailer of him yelling, Chicken Jockey! Has now reached peak cinema, my friends. Kino to its finest. For some reason, audience members would film themselves saying the phrase, Chicken Jockey! Along with Jack Black before screaming and cheering at the top of their lungs.
Chicken jockey!
You meme on a movie like this, you have a good time with your friends. We complained, don't go to a movie theater and sing. Here's the difference, because I'm going to say something controversial. Going to the Minecraft movie with your boys or your friends and screaming Chicken Jockey and clapping, awesome. Going to a movie theater and trying to sing as if you're in the play, annoying. Stop that. Also, Chicken Jockey lasts severely shorter than the entirety of Defying Gravity. All right, just want to say that.
Well, also the people singing are probably singing every song.
What's up? It's nonstop. Which, don't get me wrong, there's Jack Black lines throughout that are getting cheered and memed on. Every time it's funny until it's not, and we'll talk about that. People were comparing the response to their hyped up screams to the biggest moments from Avengers Endgame, which people look back on the Endgame now and they're like, it was like a part of my childhood, and then like the Minecraft Chicken Jockey is just dwarfing it. You know what I mean? Which, to be fair, genuine responses of joy versus malicious intents of making fun of something you paid for it just so you could go. It's like basically a circus freak show. You're going up there just so you can be like, ah! You know, my good friend over at the Kino Corner said this on Twitter, which I thought was pretty was important to bring up. That was the wildest theater experience of my life. Most of my audience were middle schoolers, and they would clap and hoot and holler whenever one of the meme lines was said, or when they recognized something from the game. When Jack Black said, "Chicken jockey," the theater erupted into sheer pandemonium.
God, you need your fucking ass ate, don't you? Bruh, can you see the chat history from like 2 days ago or something? Bruh. If you can, it's not that important, but bruh. Anyway.
Kids were cheering, clapping, jumping onto the top of their seats. Whenever Jack Black sang, the kids would get up and start dancing in the aisles. They act like this wasn't a movie, but a rock concert. It was a complete expression of mixed and genuine love of Minecraft and irony poisoning, and the result was pure chaos for 100 or so minutes. Which, I gotta tell you, if that's not worth price of admission, I don't know what is. Because there's also some snob who's like, I just came here to watch the movie, man. I'm like, you're not, I don't think you're missing much in terms of there. I think you can catch back up. I would rather be in that movie experience, honestly.
I was gonna say, I wish our theater was that. We went too early.
We went too early. We went on a Thursday afternoon. Also, there was a huge family in front of us, like a giant Mormon family or something. Did you notice that? Like sitting there, I saw the mom and dad, and I was like, my head kept turning. Catch back up. I would rather be in that movie experience, honestly.
I was gonna say, I wish our theater was that. We went too early.
We went too early. We went on a Thursday afternoon. Also, there was a huge family in front of us, like a giant Mormon family or something. Did you notice that? Like sitting there, I saw the mom and dad, and I was like, my head kept turning because like the amount of kids that were in the front. I was like, Dad, their whole movie. Dad, is that a creeper? I was like, and now see, that's the bad movie. We had the bad one, quiet, and then just Dad, is that a creeper? Dad, just almost like karate chopped out of the back of his head. If I had to hear DAD question mark one more time, I was gonna blow my brains out in the theater. I would have been a creeper. The cheering for the audience became so loud that most people from outside of the theater could hear.
Probably not on my phone. I see.
Building.
Man, whack.
Which is awesome. And as these videos began to blow up on social media, people began to escalate things. In some videos, moviegoers started climbing onto their friends' shoulders, imitating the chicken jockey as they threw their popcorn in the air. Now see, this is where I have to draw the line a little bit. Listen, there's one thing for you to even endanger your life, or you could cripple yourself by getting on your friend's shoulder in a dark movie theater and do, "Woo!" and like take your shirt off and like throw it in the air like that. It's another thing to take popcorn and throw it across, or slushies and throw it across. Come on, bro. Come on. Listen, we can hoot and holler. What are we doing? Making a mess? Come on now. What the hell is this? And it never ends well. As soon as you start throwing stuff, never ends well. Never ends well. Like the
You think a chicken jockey's gonna show up and
theater? The theater? We can't put that in the video. Bleep all that. In many cases, this behavior extended far past just the chicken jockey scene. Some screenings had people screaming and cheering basically nonstop, which that's annoying. All right, save it for the Jack. If you had just a Jack Black moments, to be, I'd just be like, come on, dude, it's kids having fun. But if you're just sitting there screaming, ah, that's terrorism. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That you have committed an act of terror. And theater staff, let me tell you something, dude. Theater staff right now online is being treated like a substitute teacher. Theater staff were getting enraged by a large number of families leaving with their kids to request refunds due to the obnoxious teens screaming throughout the film.
Refund multiple families now because of all the teenagers in here. If I have to do it again, you're all getting kicked out and leave.
Sir, can you please stop recording?
Understand?
Stop recording. Oh, I got you, dude.
What are you gonna tell a group of kids? Stop it. Hey, you guys screaming and stuff is making me upset. What do you think a 14-year-old's gonna do? Who definitely made fun of a handicapped kid on his way in and like literally took a homeless guy. I'm just, what are you know, it's gonna do nothing, dude. If anything, you have to just be like, you need to get like an older guy in there and just be like, you guys are funny, man. You guys are awesome. And that would probably shut them up. They're like, oh, what are we doing? Some older dude.
I thought you said they dead amped that shit up about the Minecraft movie shit. But hey, heard that. I'm definitely down to get on that shit.
So you guys remind me of me. Well, that's how you stop a teen. What if Regal Cinema started employing just like a 45-year-old guy just to kind of snoop around and just be like, you guys, you want to hang out after this?
oh, the vibe killer.
He's a vibe killer. The company just sat on a seat next to you and he's just like, you guys want to like tech decks or something? He's like, tech decking?
got the full Minecraft creeper outfit, creeper shirt.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say the onesie, the creeper onesie. He's like, seriously, I didn't even know they made this in my size till this morning. Amazon's just that fast. Isn't that cool? If you had a guy that did that, I'm telling you, that would stop it. The whole audience would, we should just get out of here.
You have to make it seem uncool. Right now, it's too cool.
That's what I'm saying. You have to kill her. He's just like, dude, I plan on screaming. If a 52-year-old man sat next to a teenager and he said, I plan on screaming chicken jockey so loud, I can't wait to record it. That would kill it. Or if you had like just a wave of old people walk in and it was just for the chicken jockey part, it's like, yeah, we're part of the Facebook group that goes in and yells chicken jockey. We just think it's so funny what you guys are doing in here. That would kill it. Dead meme immediately. That's what they have to do, dude. AMC Regal, hit me up.
Also, another thing is you pay other companies to go in on the chicken jockey thing and make it cringe.
The new Minister of Finance is chicken jockey? No, this is not good.
Well, exactly, and then you need to sit there, and it's like, at every entrance of the theater experience, you need to have a giant banner that says "Chicken Jockey" when you walk in, and it's sitting there, and then they're taking, it's like people recording you, and it's like a roller coaster thing. So like, hey, buy your photo of when you said "Chicken Jockey" in the theater, and kids would be like, lame, man. I don't want to do it. And on Twitter, HW Movie said, Minecraft is easily the loudest cinema experience I've ever been in. Cheering at every third line, only person who was seemingly not into it was a guy in a Minecraft onesie who stormed to the door of the cinema, turned back to everyone and yelled, yo! And left. That would have, as a teenager, that would have been a golden experience. Golden. See, that was the thing. Back in my day, we didn't have any cool movies like that. You went and saw shitty movies, ironically, but there was no one else in the theater. And no one else cared. And there was no way to tell people that you saw it. It was just you and your friend group being like...
Me and my friend group used to do our own memes and yell it in theaters.
Before and after the screening, people would walk down to the front of the theater and start leading chants in order to get everyone hyped up for the movie. And some Minecraft fans with sensory issues who wanted to see the movie opening night were heavily persuaded out of it by people online. If you have sensory issues, that sucks. And I sympathize, but at the same time, you're going into the Minecraft movie after you had a TikTok trend. I would say maybe just wait for it to be on rental. It'll be on rental in 2 weeks. You'll be all right. Go to a showing at noon when they're in school, all right?
I was gonna say, if your kid really wants to see it, treat him. Take him out of school for a day. Take him to the Minecraft movie.
What is the problem with people taking their kid out of school for a day? If a kid is like, I can't, Dad, I can't watch it. If I sat there and if it was that bad, I would feel so bad. I'd be like, well, okay, let's go at a noon. We're gonna go to noon screening. This would feel bad.
Theaters should do, hey, this is the chicken jockey screening where they encourage rowdiness.
Yeah, but that doesn't work. See, because remember they did that. They tried doing that with the Wicked thing. Remember, they're like, this is the sing-along one, and people were like, I don't give a. I'm going to the regular one. It's like a karaoke bar to them. The Wicked fans are just like, I want someone to be upset. I want to sing in front of people who don't know that I'm back here. If I ain't me, right? So if you did the chicken jockey thing, people are going to be like, I'm going to intentionally go to the one where people are trying to enjoy it so I can ruin it for them. That's going to be the name of the game. That's like Elmer Fudd trying to set up a trap for Bugs Bunny, dude. But Bugs, it's Ed Hill. Don't you want to come to Hill? Worst Elmer Fudd impression. The chaos that ensued throughout the movie would result in absurd piles of food and trash scattered throughout the theater floor. And a person online recounts their experience saying this. The crowd brought in tonight was the worst I've seen in a while. The amount of times I heard, chicken jockey, yelled at the top of these teens' lungs was way more than I can count. I love Minecraft so much and honestly love the movie way more than I thought I would, but these groups of people have been a wreck and a mess. For example, this is just one road that I had to clean, and many others were exactly like this. Which, to be fair, it's an absurd amount. It's to the point where everyone's just like, I'll take your largest tub of popcorn, 2 of them, and people throw them. I mean, there's videos of people like hurling them and slushies and stuff. I mean, it gets pretty absurd.
There's that video of like the guy who, I don't even know if he brought his own.
He brought bags.
Yeah.
They just started waving them out. Brutal. One person documented the mess that was left after a Minecraft screening to find that someone even puked on the floor.
He must have laughed so hard.
We're kids. I shouldn't be drinking, you know, I don't do well with sugar. I'm 12. I'm 12.
Many viewers of the movie noted that watching a Minecraft movie was the stinkiest experience they'd ever had in a movie theater. Do you think that, I wonder, what do you think that's from?
Sweaty nerds, I guess. I don't know.
Sweaty nerds, though, you think?
Well,
I mean, it's like, it's Chads.
I think it's just a bunch of like adolescent
boys.
kids not wearing deodorant.
Teenage boys not putting on Tag body spray and that kind of stuff, and they're just smelly and farting and shit.
I was gonna say my friend's mom, when we had a sleepover, she kept coming in and be like, "This room stinks." Like when we're staying up this room.
Many theaters had to put out signs warning people to stop engaging in the chicken jockey trend, because, you know, signs work. Other theaters took a more intense approach, stationing multiple people to monitor Minecraft movie screenings, and staff members admitted that it felt like they were essentially babysitting. Theaters made statements saying there would be a zero-tolerance policy for participating in the TikTok trend, but despite this, these teens only thought of more extreme ways to be as obnoxious and as messy as possible. It was almost like a competition to see who could make the lives of the theater staff the most difficult, okay? And people, as we know, as we've experienced on this channel many times, will do anything for likes and attention. In New Jersey, a large group of children began screaming during the movie before taking out bottles of lotion and spraying it all over their seats. Apparently, there was a debate in the community about how much was actually sprayed on the seat and whether or not it was in fact mayonnaise or instead of lotion. Who cares? Don't spray shit on fucking seats of the theater, okay? Once again, one thing to even be popcorn, one thing to literally stain the seats that you're sitting in, you gross, sadistic. This whole fiasco infuriated the theater owners to the point of having to set a new rule banning minors from watching the Minecraft movie without a guardian present. I love that. Sorry, it's a rated R movie now. Many theaters had custom-built Minecraft props for the purpose of being used as a photo op for children. Many of them were torn to pieces day one. It's unruly mob, man. Things reached the peak of absurdity when people started getting physically removed from screenings. And some people were getting caught pulling fire alarms during Minecraft movie screenings to force evacuations. Others were removed after throwing their drinks directly at other innocent people in the audience, right? Which, you know, what are we doing? What the hell are we doing, dude? During one screening, the movie suddenly paused as police officers entered the theater and escorted groups of rowdy teens out. In other instances, a group of teens were crowding around the theater door before their showing. As one of the employees was trying to contain the chaos, a moviegoer body slammed him. And escorted groups of rowdy teens out. In other instances, a group of teens were crowding around the theater door before their showing. As one of the employees was trying to contain the chaos, a moviegoer body slammed him. Unnecessary is what I would say. Downright unnecessary. Someone threw water on a guy during the Minecraft movie and yelled, "Water bucket release." Then the guy chased the teenager out and called the cops. It was hilarious. Dude, I'd be so fucking pissed. My old ass, too. You know it's the thing with me, though? I know that any of those teens could just beat the shit out of me, so I'd just, like, get my water thrown at me and then just be like, and just stand up and just walk out. I'm not about to be in that chaos. Are you kidding me?
I'm actually worried about old grandpa bringing their little, like, grandson, and he's packing heat.
What happened? Come here, Johnson. You sons of just die.
Old grandpa bringing their little, like, grandson, and he's packing heat.
What happened? Come here, Johnson. You sons of just die. Can you imagine a 5-year-old named Johnson? Love you, boy. 32 teenagers were caught tonight at the Minecraft movie after being unable to leave due to popcorn buildup to the door. In the subreddit, r/movie theater employees joined to collectively vent about their horrendous experiences working shifts during the opening weekend of the Minecraft movie. I love that this is actual time in our lives where we can be like, there's a place where people on subreddits can be like, God, it was a hard weekend. And other guys can be like, yeah, like they're coal miners or some shit. Kicked out 20 teenagers tonight because of the trend for this movie. Another user said, someone egged our theater last night. And another user even said, yeah, I had quite a few refunds that I let slide halfway through the movie because people were getting The user even said, yeah, I had quite a few refunds that I let slide halfway through the movie because people were getting shoes thrown at them, popcorn and candy. It was a complete shit show, and I felt bad for the families that were just there to enjoy the movie. Where some people will gladly be public nuisances for the sake of their own entertainment, others decided Minecraft movie was the perfect time to scream slurs. That's right, did you know that we're going into a racial and anti-Semitic part of this video? Here it is. On various occasions, people recorded screaming the N-word during the movie. When we say on various occasions, let me tell you, there is too many videos online of people screaming the N-word at the screen in a Minecraft movie, and here's the thing, tons of chortling after. All right? Lots and lots of it. Also anti-Semitic stuff, people doing that. I'm not going to go into depth. I'm just saying that it has brewed a sense of trollism that people online would probably call based or red-pilled. That's what I'm saying, that kind of vibe. Going to the Minecraft movie with my boys, and we're cutting and loose. As far as obnoxious theater audiences go, I think a Minecraft movie certainly takes the top spot. There are plenty of big video games / toy franchises trying to move into the realm of film. And hell, after the success of Barbie movie, it was already revealed that Mattel has like 14 movies coming out based on their products. Mattel products, man. A film. And hell, after the success of Barbie movie, it was already revealed that Mattel has like 14 movies coming out based on their products. Mattel products, man. It kind of makes you wonder just how far things can go. I mean, it's only a matter of time before one of these annoying movie stunts leads to someone dying. Grandpa the Gun during the Monopoly movie. And during the Monopoly movie, if people don't dress up in monocles and shit and have money bags and start running around and passing go, what are we doing? But also, here's another thing. The films are dying.
Not if you bring Jack Black. Get Jack Black in every movie.
If that's the only way it'll ever survive is if Jack Black stars in all 14 Mattel movies. Can you imagine if they had Jack Black be bald and he's a Monopoly man? Who are you? With the monocle. Hi, and the Monopoly man. But he's doing like a Daniel Plaintiff thing, whatever. I drink your shake. Whatever he's doing that. I pass go. I like $200. You go directly to jail. With a cane. And I'll just say this as we start heading off into the sunset here. It was just an odd phenomenon that we wanted to talk about because I don't think it's going to go on much longer. Memes only lives. It's like a shooting star. But for the time being, this had to be one of the wildest times in a movie theater. And I don't think it'll ever be topped, Nick. I don't think so. Do you think that this is the catalyst? Or is it the wick has been lit on the dynamite?
I think people are going to start forcing shit.
Well, this is the perfect storm, though, because you have Jack Black as Steve from Minecraft, and he has all these lines, and it's like, what else is bigger than Minecraft? Nothing. You know, that's the big thing. Because people are like, what? Monopoly? And then they're like, yeah, I think my grandma has that under her fucking staircase, dude. You know, who knows? I mean, I don't know. It's such a weird time. All I gotta say is this, guys. Go watch whatever movie you like. I could hate it, the FNAF movie. There's people who like it. Go see it as many times as you want to. Or watch Wicked. Be gay and watch Wicked. Be morbidly obese and gay and watch Wicked. And sing songs. That's your right as a human being. Am I wrong, Nick? Am I wrong? Chortle and slap your belly at Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? Donkey Kong movie, but Seth Rogen in like a practical suit, like makeup. Can you guys believe this? You smoke weed? Anyways, moral of the story is this. Enjoy whatever you want, but for the love of God, just leave other bystanders out of it. Go there and just shut up and enjoy the movie. Granted, Minecraft movie, I was on board for a bit until it started throwing shit and everything. I think going to a movie and screaming and clapping and stuff, insane. It's hilarious. But people criticize the Eras Tour people, the Swifties for getting up and dancing during the concert? I did, but I would say the general public was like, well, it's a concert movie. What are you supposed to do? During the Minecraft movie, it's a Minecraft movie. They're screaming chicken jockey and clapping. That's fine. And then here's the other thing. Well, I think I want to go to the theater and experience it. Take your son out of school and get a matinee. I don't want to hear it. Take a sick day from work, all right? All I know is that thank you all so much for watching the video.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. Just end like that. Welcome back to the Follow Me channel. How you doing? Coming in and settling down because today we're going to be talking about one thing I think a lot of people think we do on this channel. Fake disabilities. Living with a disability can create significant challenges in one's daily life. Not only do you have to adapt to physical and cognitive limitations, but the entire process can take on you financially, emotionally, and even socially. Of course, many people are still able to thrive and live a great life even when living with a disability, which has bred a
wholesome genre of content on platforms like TikTok. You get to see people live in the shit and also just be like, I don't give a fuck, dude. It's my life and it's my own mirror. I'm gonna live with this. I'm living here. These videos showcase people with disabilities excelling at certain tasks, spreading the message that their condition doesn't limit them from doing what they want to do. And it opens up a conversation about how society looks at people with disabilities, discussing things like employment, discrimination, and accessibility issues. While most people wouldn't wish these conditions on their worst enemy, they would gladly play the part for a day if it means getting something in return, like streamers who pretend to be paralyzed for pity donations. That's why today, we're going to take a look at people who fake disabilities with motivations that range from financial gain to freaky and bizarre perversions. That's the topic of the video, we go there. Sorry. So, without further ado, today we're talking about people who fake disabilities. People have been using this wave of positive disability content for something far more sinister, like the birth of AI Down syndrome thirst traps. I just had a stroke, holy shit. It's become a trend on Instagram and TikTok to use AI filters that alter one's face to make people appear as if they have Down syndrome. Accounts have been taking horny female thirst traps with OnlyFans content and altering them to look disabled, using captions like, does having Down syndrome mean I won't find love? While they shake their ass to the camera and they pop it and seeing all that kind of stuff. And the comments are just insane. Some of these boys, man, I tell you what, they need to find God. That's what they need to find. Many of these videos are being used to advertise OnlyFans accounts, which often seem to be run by fully AI deepfake models. Some of the videos being used to promote adult content were taken from women as young as 16 years old. This trend has resulted in a massive spike in search terms like Down syndrome fitness girl and Down syndrome beautiful girl. Many people are disgusted by the trend, not just over the ethical qualms of deepfaking people without their consent, but the exploitation and fetishization of Down syndrome for profit. While in most cases, the source videos are stolen by anonymous users, some creators have purposely utilized these filters to ride the wave and boost their view counts. Many have deleted their accounts upon being exposed, as their followers could clearly see that their Down syndrome randomly appeared out of nowhere when the trend started. And the issue gets even worse when you see just how many people are willing to fake disability out in the real world, rather than just online. It takes a wild lack of shame to willingly do something like this. And when it comes to people that can't experience shame, nobody can hold a candle to Disney adults. That's right, people, we're talking about Disney adults. Did you see it? At Disneyland parks, there used to be something called Guest Assistant Card, which aimed to accommodate guests with disabilities by creating a less stressful environment. The GAC Pass allowed people to access alternate ride entrances, enjoy air-conditioned waiting areas, receive front row seats to shows, and sometimes even bypass lines entirely. People slowly began realizing that they could abuse the system in order to improve their Disneyland experience, and soon, tons of people began faking disabilities to get one of these fucking cards, man. In some instances, people with legitimate disabilities started illegal businesses in which they hired themselves out to strangers to allow them to receive benefits. Disney adults would pay for disabled people to enter the park with them so they could get the fuck pass. Hello? The rampant abuse got so intense that Disney had to eventually change the entire system, replacing it with Disability Access Service in 2013. The pass required slightly more effort to obtain, requiring an initial meeting prior to the visit. Yeah, so they basically made it to where it's like, what is it, like a pre-check for a flight. TSA pre-check.
Make sure.
Rather than Disney adults were like, I don't want to participate anymore. I wait in line. It's too hard now. Now, rather than bypassing lines, TSA pass holders would be given a reserved time that allowed them to walk freely instead of waiting in long lines. Of course, this soon became heavily abused as well, and Disney eventually got fed up with people pretending to have disabilities, instilling a lifetime ban on anyone that was caught lying to receive a DAS pass, which, to be fair, I think is fair.
Yeah.
My disability allows me to go that way.
Wait! We want to thank today's sponsor, GamerSubs, our longest, most beautiful sponsors on this channel. You can go to gamersubs.gg and get our own flavor, raw meat! That's right, baby, it's one of the best. I'm going to say it's the best right now, and I think I need you to try it right now. It's keto-friendly, sugar-free, and there's non-caffeinated options if you have a little quail heart. It's too much for you. But also, GamerSubs right now has carbonated energy drinks! Move over, Red Bull. You're the new sheriff in town. They got all kinds of flavors right now, guys. Let me tell you, if raw meat keeps going the way it is, they're wanting to put that little bitch in a And back to the video. As it turns out, it's surprisingly common for people to get caught up abusing systems like these in order to reap the benefits. It goes far beyond theme parks, like with a police officer that claimed $600,000 over a fake injury.
Taxpayer money!
That's why money! Nicole Brown, a cop from Westminster, was on a job in 2022 when she encountered a suspect of a crime. During the arrest, the man ended up striking her on the forehead and causing minor injuries. I don't know what that. She had only experienced minor dizziness the day the event took place. Regardless, she took a few days to recover. I mean, she was fucking struck in the head. Come on. Soon after, a doctor put her on total temporary disability, diagnosing her with severe concussion syndrome. She had spent a long period of time off work, fully paid. She accrued over $600,000 while on leave, all the while claiming she was left completely disabled over the whole ordeal. And it turned out that she had been greatly exaggerating her condition. During her time off, she went skiing, snowboarding, participated in a 5K race 2 times, went to Disneyland, hello again, took college classes, and even attended sporting events. In a particularly absurd revelation, the investigation found that she had attended Stagecoach Musical Festival, dancing and partying alongside thousands of people. She was put on a virtual meeting during an investigation where her stepfather spoke for her, claiming she was unable to process words or thoughts on her own. I can't. She was ultimately admitted to an inpatient center for victims of traumatic brain injuries. She was revealed to be faking her disability. She was convicted of various charges relating to fraud and faces up to 22 years in state prison. I just gotta say too, at a certain point, here's the thing. I think it's a line you're right. Just wanna say.
Yes, it's every.
She flew way too close to the sun. And to a point too where it was like, I don't think we have the full picture. I think she's faking her disability for all kinds of stuff, getting donations. I'm speculating. $600,000? Or I mean, how long was it? What was her salary like? It just seems like there was something to where it's like accruing that kind of wealth that quickly. It's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? What, like if her salary was like $40,000 a year, and then you go on meetings and be like, ooh, fake that you can't speak and stuff. Versus, I want to say that the line is also, did you get hit in the head of your job and like, squeeze a little bit of juice out of it. Game the system a bit to where you're just like, have the government throw you some shit. Also, the government throws you down good.
This is a comedy video.
This is comedy. This is like me joking. Make it easy to speak for me for the government right now.
Hello, government. Hunter can't talk right now. He's fully incapable. This is a comedy video. Give us a DAS pass for Disneyland.
Thank you. One place for having a disability can greatly improve your experience is in airports. Because of this, there has been a significant rise in flyers pretending to need wheelchairs. Because as you all know, if you've ever ridden on an airplane before, people in wheelchairs, primarily, why the fuck do old people need to fly? So I'm not going to get to that. People with disabilities or that need assistance get on the plane get to go first before anybody. Even before the troops, Nick. See, I've seen some people where I'm like, which is horrible for me to think, right? But I've seen one person where I'm like, this person's more in shape than I am.
Remember the nurse who like jammed the wheelchair in front of that 75-year-old?
Yeah, it was crazy. We've seen a lot, like traveling for work and shit. We've seen a lot of crazy like stuff of people being like, you need to stop. Like people arguing in the like, you know, having like a disabled person in a chair, like they're kind of like wheeling around and doing. It's fucking crazy, man. It's like sock boppers or something, like hungry hippos in the fucking line there.
Well, the girl like helping with the wheelchair wasn't even an air like.
No, she wasn't even. She didn't work for the any airline.
Well, the funny thing is just like, excuse me.
And the person's like, I see. Shamming the person, and they had like the whole Stephen Hawking thing where their legs are all like close together, or whatever, and they were just like being like flung around in the seat, like. And even people online were like, God damn, dude, calm down. People that require wheelchairs are often given special accommodations to make their flight and airport experience more comfortable for the condition. A man on TikTok abused this system to show people how you can benefit from pretending to have a serious injury. He's seen cutting lines, getting priority boarding, receiving multiple seats for himself, and being wheeled around by airport staff. That's a piece of shit. That's actually a disgusting human being.
You remember at the casino, the guy in the wheelchair and the girl that they were going on a cruise ride?
Yeah, this guy had a girl on his lap, and he was like driving around. He had his hand in there. He's like, whee! I mean, it looked like it. It looked like he could actually have used the chair, but still, it's like, I think that old boy, he's peacocking for sure. It's become much more common for people to abuse the system, which has been referred to as miracle flights, due to the passenger suddenly standing up from the wheelchair once the flight is over. Oh my God, you're healed! After a Frontier flight, one man witnessed 20 people enter the plane on wheelchairs, only for just 3 of them to be used when the plane landed. Another man posted to social media after seeing an entire family of 7 in wheelchairs being pushed around by staff. According to him, all 7 of them got up from the wheelchair simultaneously on the way out of the airport. It's not common for people to use wheelchairs to get away with things like this. The internet is filled with these posts where people try to request advice on how to fake disabilities to get to concerts and other shows. And one post explains how the show they wanted to attend was sold out, so they decided to buy a wheelchair-accessible seat as well as rent a wheelchair for the night. He starts asking around for advice on how to make it seem more believable, with tons of comments advising him on how to sell the lie as effectively as possible. People are awesome. To those that criticized him for being an asshole, he responded by saying that he had a great time, adding that people held doors open for him and bought him free beers. It's one thing to do something like this for something minor, like, I don't know, a concert, or I don't know, like when I was young and when you first got your driver's license pass, you go to Walmart and get little rascals and drive around. Because you're an idiot. You're dumb. As a child, you don't realize that, like, this is extremely inconsiderate what you're doing. I completely understand that. You're a piece of shit. I deserve to die. Maybe not to that extent, but you know. But this pales into comparison to those who use it to satisfy their sick sexual desires. That's right. Some people will gladly fake a disability simply because they want a nice, attractive woman to change their diaper.
Photo.
I know, this photo is fucking haunting. Rutledge Diaz IV, a 31-year-old man from Louisiana, was found to be paying healthcare workers to change his adult diapers. This man claimed to have special needs and was unable to take care of himself. He posted various fake advertisements online trying to lure in healthcare workers who thought that they were coming to provide home health care for a made-up character named Corey, described as his 18-year-old brother who was mentally and physically handicapped. Rutledge would then pose as Corey and have the worker change his diaper to fulfill his strange fetish. For this, he was charged 10 counts of sexual battery and human trafficking in 2019. One victim spoke out about it, stating, quote, "I used to believe that almost everyone in the world was internally good. In this case, I was wrong." And in 2020, he was caught doing the same thing, this time looking for a babysitter for what he described as alternative therapy. When the person arrived at the home for the act, he would hassle them to solicit the same service from another person who could take care of him. Basically, soliciting someone to change his diaper as well because he couldn't do it himself. One of the babysitters eventually caught on, leading him to being arrested from his home and charged with the attempted human trafficking yet again.
Human trafficking?
I wonder why human trafficking.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm guessing because it's a sexual act.
Well, it's because also you're luring someone there with false pretenses, and it's not kidnapping, it's human trafficking, maybe. I don't know. Put a blue blur. I don't know. This is the only time someone used a fake disability to have his diaper changed. In fact, 2 years prior, Paul Anthony McChonka was caught doing the same thing. He would pose as his own mother, calling himself Amy. Amy would tell caregivers that her son had Down syndrome, enlisting caregivers to give him diaper changes and to bathe him. During his baths, caregivers reported that Anthony would become visibly sexually aroused. And on 5 separate occasions, he aggressively told one caregiver during bath time that his genitals were not clean enough.
Snake.
Not only that, but they were also given special instructions regarding punishments from Amy. They were told to punish him whenever he soiled himself by putting him on timeout and taking away his privileges. One worker took care of him on 30 separate occasions, even referring other caregivers to do the same. Eventually, one suspicious caregiver followed him back to his parents' house, only to find the entire thing was an act. Anthony came clean when the 3 women confronted him. He was arrested over charges of sexual abuse and fraudulent schemes.
Couldn't you just find someone online, like post roleplay?
I think it's the unconsenting act. The person doesn't want you to know. The person wants to feel like they're getting something over. It's a total power trip. If the person knows, it probably takes the joy out of this like sick game he's playing.
It's like they don't know I'm disabled.
Because the healthy thing would be, I don't give a fuck. If you're a guy who's like, I want someone to change my diaper, and you like have someone who's just like, hey, that gets me hard and wet too. I love changing filled diaper. That's your business, right? That's someone who's just like there to legitimately try to help you. To me, it just is even more sad. It takes a truly unwell person to justify doing something this deplorable. But what about an entire team of people faking disabilities? This was the case during the 2000 Sydney Games. During this event, there was a Paralympic basketball tournament specifically for the mentally disabled. People were shocked to see that the Spanish team dominated against the others, ending each game at least 15 points ahead. People became suspicious after a popular Spanish sports magazine reported on their victory. Readers started writing into the publication to say that it recognized the people on the team, that they were not disabled in any way. As pressure started to rise, one of the players started to reveal the truth. Not only was he not intellectually disabled, but 10 of the 12 players weren't as well. It turns out that the medical exams performed on the players were incredibly simple, to the point where some players only had to have their blood pressure taken and perform 6 push-ups. Their coach was totally on board with this, to the point where he would instruct his player mid-game on how to look even more visually disabled during the games. Drool. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Here, look around. There's bees.
At the timeout, you have to tell people you guys aren't.
Time. You guys have got to scream more. Act like there's a beehive above you at all times. We come out of it and it's like, oh, the team's really looking kind of crazed here. The Spanish Paralympic Committee eventually took away their gold medals, and the team was heavily fined.
When I had the gold medal in my hands, they put it around my neck. I was really, really somebody. A week passed, and they were saying that Spain had cheated, and we gotta give back my gold medals.
And of course, things can escalate to pretty insane heights. Some people can take disability scams to an entirely new level. MS-13 went so far as to put people through spinal surgeries to fake workplace injuries into a $1 million lawsuit. Shit, that is crazy. They would find border crossers or homeless people, drive them to the city and treat them well before pressuring them into joining their scheme. They would then put the homeless people through various accidents, like falling off a ladder or falling over at a construction site, making sure to coach them on how to make it extra believable. Then they would go to a sleazy lawyer to help them set up a lawsuit. From there, they would have surgeons who were in on the scheme as well use screws in place to fuse healthy vertebrae together. That just sent like such a shock down my spine, dude. Oh my god. Can you imagine, like, you're totally fine the next day you wake up and someone has, like, actually screwed and put plate. I mean, oh.
Not even worth it.
No! God, no! And by doing this, they would claim that the injury that they sustained required various expensive surgeries. Business and landlords would be hit with lawsuits that would settle often for at least $1 million. They would pay as little as $1,000 for a struggling person, put them through a life-altering surgery, pocketing the rest of the money for themselves, and they made millions of dollars from this endeavor, with some insurance firms claiming up to 650 alleged fraudulent lawsuits in the past 4 years. And let's end things with a satisfying bit of karma coming from China. Zhang, a man from China, was accused of murder in 2005. He had a physical altercation with his uncle.
Law over $76 in rent, and things escalated to the point where he ended up stabbing the man to death once again over a dispute for $76, which in 2005 money, that's like probably $30,000. To avoid prison, he changed his name to Wang Gui and traveled 450 miles away from his home in order to live a new life as a construction worker. To make sure he never revealed sensitive information regarding his crime, he committed to being a mute for the foreseeable future. Gwen Gui. Oh, that's right. He's mute.
He just took a vow of silence. I killed someone. I'm not going to talk again.
Yeah, exactly. He's like sitting there. His boss comes over. Hey, did you kill someone over $76 rent? That's right. He's mute. Somehow, he was able to remarry and even give birth to a new child without breaking his mute lifestyle. Didn't have to talk to his wife.
Do you think he broke during sex?
Oh. Did you speak? And after 12 years, he was approached by the police regarding a household survey conducted in his village. After realizing that he had no paperwork, he was taken in and eventually given a DA test that revealed that he was the man that committed the murder over a decade prior. Zhang tried to speak to the police and plead his innocence, but he was unable to. His vocal cords atrophied so much over the years that he was now incapable of speaking without a pen and paper. That's some karmatic shit right there, dude.
Yeah.
He was eventually arrested and jailed for his crimes. It goes without saying that there's a special place in hell for people that pretend to have altering disabilities, especially when it starts to make things worse for people who actually struggle with them. Over time, stories like this lead to higher rates of skepticism over whether or not someone is actually suffering from these conditions, whether it's Disney DAS passes being denied to disability people or scummy disability scams raising people's insurance rates. Someone is always getting screwed over these selfish actions. And usually, the majority of the time, it's the people with actual disabilities and not the criminals that are out there trying to pass off on some weird, creepy ruse. I just gotta say, don't fucking fake a disability. All right?
You think people who fake disabilities should be put to death?
Jesus, I mean... I mean, I guess it's case to case. You know what? Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
I don't know. I've seen videos. There was a video that went viral for a bit where a guy faked having a mental disability in his town, and he was just robbing people. He like asked for donations, and he apparently made like a ton of money every year. He'd sit there. He did the thing, and he even like it was like a news report.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and he's like sitting there, and he's like doing his act, and then at the end, he's like sitting there like joking about it, like not giving a fuck. It just makes you think, how do you like not just feel horrible?
My bead boy, I'm just playing. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta make some money. I appreciate you guys busting me. Yeah, I'm really good at it. Really good.
So all I gotta say is, listen, if you see somebody faking a disability in this way, break their legs. If they're faking a mental disability, take a crowbar and beat them over the head. I'm joking. Also, if a guy comes up to you and he says, let's fake an injury and let's screw your spine together, you say no to that. Okay? All right? If you're in a pinch, there's other ways to get out of it besides screwing the vertebrae and putting plates in your spine. All right? Love you guys. Hope you have a good day. Just come on. All right? Let's think about it for a second. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down. And today we're talking about love. You know, love is one of the most powerful forces in the world. People fall in love with all kinds of people, all kinds of things. It's a natural, universal language. And today we're talking about someone who speaks that language maybe a little weirder than most. Love and marriage is the strongest force in the universe. Two souls combining, colliding to join together to make one loving entity. You know, it's a spectrum. Some people marry their best friend. Some people marry somebody on a whim, and it's a love that lasts a lifetime. Some people marry ghosts, dead people. Some people marry their cousins. We don't like that, do we? Or like the man we're talking about today, you marry an anime character. And that man is Mr. Akihiko Kondo. And you're probably saying to yourself, but Hunter, I bet there are thousands of people who are married to fictional characters, right? Yeah, yes, there are. There definitely is. If you unironically thought that at the same time I said that, good for you. But unlike all these other people, this is a love that knows no bounds. This is a true love story. You know, you think you're in a healthy relationship? You're not. You happy with your mom and dad's marriage? It's nothing compared to what Akihito has with his beautiful bride. So let's talk about him. Akihiko Kondo is a 40-year-old man from Japan who is a self-proclaimed hikikomori. I'm gonna be completely upfront and transparent with you. If I mispronounce any of this, I'm gonna greatly apologize. But let me explain to you what a hikikomori translates to pulling inward, being confined. Which that makes it sound way cooler than what it is. Pulling inward, being confined? Come on, dude. It's people, mostly men, who experience severe DVDs that are men, but I'm gonna tell you right now, 99% of that compact disc is gonna be women looking at you. We've been doing a lot of finger pointing at the hikikomori of the world in honor of Mr. Akihiko Kondo and his love of his anime wife. We're going to take time now to do our own version of an MPI Lily treatment where I'm going to try to get you to be more comfortable falling in love with an anime girl. Roll the training segment.
Part 1. Speaking with your Japanese girlfriend.
わお元気よかった昇進おめでとう映画でも見てお祝いしようけど怖いのは嫌だよもうやめてたら恥ずかしいいてくれてよかった大好き
But even in this case too, even if it isn't for love, there's even things called Rent-A-Sister, where it's all about going out, and maybe it might not be a romantic kind of love, but it can be more of a companionship, and that's the person that gets you out of the house to maybe become a little more accompanied to women. I know a few people in my own life that could use this kind of treatment. Not gonna say he works with me, not gonna say that he helps me run my life, not gonna say that he's behind the camera right now, but maybe I wish that there was a Rent service here to get him out. I don't know. But in the case of Akihiko, he had a mental breakdown after he was rejected and bullied by a female coworker. Akihiko deserves better, dude. This negative experience left Akihiko withdrawing himself from the outside world, and thus began his journey as a hikikomori. During his isolation, he began listening to Vocaloid music, and in 2008 became infatuated with one of the love songs titled Miracle Paint. He would listen to these synthesized songs non-stop, 24 hours a day, which brought him great comfort. I'm gonna say, right, that's a long time. That's too much. This is already, we're getting to a spot where I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. And Akihiko felt a connection like nothing he had ever felt before, and began to latch on to the fictional character who sang the music. To him, this was love, and he didn't care who it was. And this kind of relationship, you know, he's sitting there, he's watching a little anime cartoon girl singing, sure, point your fingers, roll the next training sequence.
Part 2. This is your life forever.
前から飲んでお皿洗いいい加減にやってよね臭くなってきてるしお母さん明日来るしいい加減にしてよたった数日泊まるだけじゃんもうあなたのお母さんでもあるんだから大事にしてよね愛してる
This video is sponsored by Scentbird. Scentbird is bringing you designer fragrances every month for less than $1 a day.
They have a catalog of over 600 fragrances from some of the biggest names like Gucci, Prada, and Versace.
And every month, you get to choose what you get.
Each bottle has about a month's worth of fragrance, which is the perfect way to try what you like before investing. Because some of these bottles cost $150 to $300. Listen to me. I don't care what you get, but it's important that you do something to make sure you smell good, you smelly gross! Ew! Going to gaming tournaments as a kid has scarred me. I have smelled some of the worst things imaginable. You smelly, smelly All right, let's take a look at some of the fragrances we got this month. First off, we have Sexual Noir by Michael Germain. It has notes of bergamot, notes of bergamot, cardamom, lavender, evokes a bustling European nightclub. Or Good Habit by Paz. It has notes of pink pepper, jasmine, and musk. And it evokes a slow morning at a vacation beach home. Or Apex by Roja. Notes of sandalwood, leather, fear, and citrus. It evokes a campfire among the trees. Out of all these three, I was wondering which one was best, and if you had to ask me, I think Apex was probably best. Smell better with Scentbird. Use promo code MEAT to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. Thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Back to the video. When you fall in love with a cartoon character, that's something that falls, if I can open up my lexicon of terminology, is called fictosexuality. You are sexually attracted to a fictional character. If they say that love was on the spectrum, they wouldn't be lying. Okay? Because that is the spectrum is a very large gradient of love, and I say we don't judge.
Who is your fictional love?
If I had to say anime, whenever I was younger, like 2006 or something like that, I remember falling in love with the old woman in Naruto who had the giant tits. Just a cartoonishly long breast set. She was able to, she summons like a giant slug. She's able to heal people. And I was like, she's the perfect woman. It's probably the large tits, though, if I had to imagine. If I had to go back in time and think about it. There's a small but growing minority of individuals that are self-described fictosexuals. And I like that people are coming together and they're taking the mantle themselves. They're not waiting for society to label them. They're labeling themselves for society. And that's proactive. And I have respect for that. Because if I was in love with a fictional character, I don't think I would be as brave. If I thought, you know, hey, I see Betty Boop. Hey, them's is some curves, all right? But I wouldn't go out there and I wouldn't be, you know, blasting it out like that. That would be, you know, you journal it in your diary at home, and then you live your life and you die unhappy, is how that goes. But in this case, with Akihiko, it was music sung by the world's most famous fictional pop singer, Hatsune Miku. I didn't know the hype around Hatsune Miku, and if you haven't heard of that either, let me tell you something. This bitch is big. I mean, she did a concert, and it was almost like I had tickets to Iron Maiden or something. It was packed. It was f***ing wild. She's a fictional anime pop idol who is depicted as a 16-year-old girl with long, big, turquoise pigtails, and she is pretty much the embodiment of the pop culture of Japan. If America has Mickey Mouse with Disney, Japan has Hatsune Miku as that. And I know what you're saying, all right? 16 years old. That's a low number. You might even say that he is what some people like to call a lolicon. And I'm not going to get in that today. We might touch on it soon, but today I don't want to go down those cans of worms. I wouldn't do it. I'd say you stay away from this stuff. You run away from that stuff. No one's condoning what Mr. Akihiko is doing, even though I did say that the love was beautiful earlier. That was before I literally found out that it was a 16-year-old. All right, so I'm redacting that statement. I'm gonna try to get you to be more comfortable falling in love with an anime girl. I'm taking the file, I'm putting it back in, I'm rephrasing that it is what he calls love. I wouldn't call it love, I'd call it something else, but that's not the purpose of this video, so I'm just gonna move on.
Part 3, Nuclear Fallout.
もう無理。私が昔好きになった人が亡くなってたもん。無視されて透明人間みたいだよ。家の中をただ徘徊しているお化けじゃん。こんなのもう耐えられない。心がボロボロになっちゃうよ。泣かないで。こっちまで泣きたくなっちゃうじゃん。これが2人のためなんだよ。さよなら。大好きだよ。
She has a heavily synthesized voice and puts on concerts where people watch a hologram of her dance around on stage. It's so kawaii and cute. And that's kind of the big appeal. Although a lot of these kind of, girl, anime things is that the aesthetic is cute. But whenever you get an incel guy coming in there and fall in love with it, you can see how maybe thinking something's cute can translate to, I'm gonna marry you. You have no way of really talking to me, but we're married now, People like to say, remember when Michael Jackson and Tupac hologram came out and those concerts and that was a big deal and they're just like, they're alive again, they're alive! That's pretty much exactly the same technology they use for Hatsune Miku. It's like she's alive on stage performing. It's pretty believable. I mean, if you were up there, you'd be like, oh, goddamn, she's in real life here. This is crazy. The Vocaloid aspect of this program that she sings to means that the actual concept of Miku is not the anthropomorphized figure, but the voice module itself. It's worth noting too that Hatsune Miku's character, there's no voice actress attached. The program itself, the Vocaloid, they use like an AI system to have her speak. So no one is actually performing these things. It's all AI generated stuff. So even that is a thing what I think makes it even more focused in on this character versus maybe like the voice of an actual real life person, because it's just a computer doing it. It's all generated. So you can see how maybe it would be easy just to be like, you're real, because there's no one playing the part, if that makes sense. It's a ghost on stage, basically. It's a character that is not alive or dead. It's kind of haunting if you think about it. Hatsune Miku, I don't think you understand how popular this character is. Protein powder, panties, cheese snacks, love dolls, all kinds of things. One of those weird instruments where you honk it and does whatever. You have shampoo. She's just branded on everything. But that didn't stop Akihiko, because despite knowing the object of his fascination was fictional, he developed strong feelings for her. And at one point, he purchased a machine that would allow him to, quote-unquote, speak to Miku, which was a kind of hologram assistant. He was able to basically get one of those hologram pods that you would find on stage, but it was at home. And now, because she was in his house, he was even more connected. The deep-rooted psychosis goes even deeper. Like a goddamn mine. A company called Gatebox basically made these devices that were meant for at home. It wasn't like it was a specialty thing that he had made for himself, but this was something that a lot of people were using with all sorts of things. And I'm sure a vast majority of people had it for Hatsune Miku as well. It was marketed as a home automation assistant, and the box was a hit among Miku fans, allowing users to feel like Miku was right there with them. And in 2017, utilizing this device, Akihiko proposed, asking her to marry him. And her response is culturally, I think it's pretty normal to how people would say yes in Japan. But when I first heard it, even it sent chills a little down my spine, if I'm being completely transparent with you. When he proposed to the hologram to marry him, Hatsune Miku's hologram said, "Please take care of me." Okay. In Japanese, culturally, is the equivalent to yes, but when I hear it, it's not a yes or no. Please take care of me. With a smile, reads much differently than I might do, which is hands up and eyes wide open, like, please take care of me. Those hold two different meanings in my eyes. At this point on the proposal, he had been in.
Are you fucking crying? I am fucking crying right now. Bruh is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
His mind together with Hatsune Miku for 10 years. But as a side note, she is currently today, Hatsune Miku, legally, I mind you, I just want to put that out there, legally, Hatsune Miku, the character, is married to over 3,700 men legally around the world. So, yeah, take that information and do with what you will with it. Well, yeah, if anybody's seen the movie Her, it's exactly that movie. If you haven't seen that with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, it is hauntingly accurate, is what I would say. But because the program is small and intangible, Akihiko substitutes his physical needs for the relationship with Hatsune Miku toys, sculptures, and statues. And I will say that I just want to say I followed him on Instagram because when I saw his Instagram, I was fascinated and I was horrified at the same time because he has a life-sized Hatsune Miku love doll. The head looks like a mask, but the body itself looks like a real person. If you stumble across it, you kind of think that it's either a dead body or he maybe kidnapped somebody and he has him wearing a mask and stuff. I mean, there's like multiple photos where the doll is face down on the floor. It's uncomfortable, if I'm being completely honest, but it was like a train wreck. It was very hard to look away. His marriage ceremony cost over $17,000. That's not 17,000 yen. That's 17,000 American US dollars. That is fucking insane. And 39 people were in attendance, which comprised of family and friends. 39 people. $17,000. How? How was that possible? In lieu of Hatsune herself, he used a stand-in of a chibi plushie of her. You couldn't have used some of that $17,000 to get the fucking hologram machine out there. You know what I mean? She could stand there, whatever, and you could dance or whatever at the altar. I don't fucking know. The chibi, Hatsune Miku, and Akihiko had matching rings, very cute, extremely kawaii, and they carried matching bouquets of leeks down the aisle with them, as Hatsune and many other characters are always depicted with leeks, because once again, leeks in anime is very cute, it's very kawaii, it's very visually just like fun to look at. So the bouquet of leeks was just an extremely cute moment that I'm sure the 12 people that were still at the wedding thought were really sweet. So coincidentally, you're probably wondering, well, what kind of people are showing up here? Don't worry. The other guests did bring their wives and girlfriends, their dolls with them too. So there was a big horror show, I guess, of people carrying around dolls and stuff like that. Pretty sweet. Sure, you're in the honeymoon phase, but let's actually get into the day-to-day life of what the hell, how does this actually work? Which at first, after the wedding, he regularly interacted with the home automation AI software Gatebox version of Miku. He had the hologram there, it probably danced and told him to buy the albums and whatever else happened, right? She would greet him when he came or left the home. She was able to change clothes and sing for him, which when I say change clothes, I mean it's like instantaneous. I don't even know if that's true. I'm just gonna, let's imagine that it's just at the snap of a finger, okay? She could set the lighting and even send text messages to him throughout the day. So this hologram was texting him being like, I miss you. And he'd be like, oh, my wife. You know, he was definitely that kind of guy too. Exactly. He's the guy by the water tank at work being like, hey, you coming out tonight, Akihiko? I would, but I gotta get home.
Hatsune's calling.
Hatsune, she's so busy with her work, but she has a hard time not loving me. That's one thing she can't move around her calendar. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. He has a life-size version of Hatsune Miku, like, which I said, you know, it is big. I know we showed a picture of it, but I'm gonna have to unfortunately show it again. I don't want to have to do it, but this is where we're at. He has an entire wardrobe of her, and she dresses for the occasion. So he does have to put on the clothes himself on this doll, but my God, does she dress up. There's a lot of good outfits in there. I would know, I've seen the Instagram. He even has different attachable hairs for her. One is flexible and the other is the sculpted standard. So we have canon and we have non-canon is basically what that means, all right? He has dinner with her every night and even sometimes fixes her a plate so that he can feel that she's talking with him while he eats his food. There's a level of romance to this, right? You're so in love with this thing that you're making it dinner and you're talking to it, whatever. But whenever you go and you grab the cold, full plate of food that has not been touched, that life has not breathed on until he's spinning this narrative that it's this positive outcome and that he's mentally tricked himself to believe that he came out the other side unscathed. But this man is so far beyond damaged and so down the weirdest and most contrived path, it feels like a Joker arc. It feels like a psychotic person who thinks it's like they're in a different reality. It's like they've uploaded their consciousness to like a heaven spirit box where their life is roses and stuff. And sure, it's only the stuff that we see. We don't really know what goes on through the behind the scenes stuff, but I don't think that teaching people that this is the way to go is the best idea, especially whenever you're married to a 16-year-old fictional character, because that's simply that you gotta stop that. If you think that you're battered down, if you think that there's no other hope and you put your hopes into something that's not real, like a fictional character or even a celebrity, don't do it, because that's not real. There are people around you, no matter where you're at, that will want to get to know you, and you can be a better person by being with someone that is especially of age, in your age group, in a legal way that makes it way better. And the human experiences you experience with one another is an evolutionary trait that our monkey brains can pick up on, and that human connection is so powerful and so real. And sometimes it is hard to be in an anxious place and try to come out the other side because it feels like life is kicking you down. But trust me when I say, don't let all the chaotic noise and other people's vindictive and shitty personalities bring you down. Try to hope that there's always somebody who has some compassion on their heart. Maybe that you can be the compassion that maybe a stranger needs as well. Show love to each other, be nice to each other, branch out, make friends, and have, a healthy and prosperous life. And for the love of God, I'm just going to reiterate again, the lolly stuff, no mas, is what I say to that. No. Nuh-uh. No. And maybe we will touch on this video and the kind of complexities of the lolicon space, because that is a subgenre of the internet, of fandom and culture of the anime scene that is, dare I say, the most nightmarish. Until next time, I just wanted to say, have a fantastic rest of your day, and try to keep your head up. Try to keep your head up. All right, take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Hatsune Miku, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay. There she is. All right, that's fun. It's like being on Willie Nelson's bus.
Thank you, Simpbird, again for sponsoring the video. Go scan this QR code and check them out. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down. Today, we're talking about something a bit tragic. Dare I say scandalous. The internet is a cruel and unforgiving place. God forbid you say one wrong thing and then you're strung up by the masses to be burned at the stake like the goddamn witch that you are. And right now, the internet is hanging JoJo Siwa up at the stake to burn like the crisp little piggy she is. Even if you don't know who JoJo Siwa is, you've probably seen JoJo Siwa in some kind of capacity, right? Big colorful outfits, big pigtails, big bows, right, Nick? Dancing around. She drives cars that have her branding all over it and her face all over it. It's very eccentric and weird and very odd. I mean, very odd. I was trying to think about if I was a toddler. It's oddly very self-obsessive. I guess it's branding. Is it branding? She's like a pop star, right? Today's video is sponsored by War Thunder. War Thunder is a free-to-play multiplayer action game that lets you engage in dynamic battles around the world. Available on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Mac, deploy naval vessels, aircrafts, and vehicles on ground to conquer all. War Thunder perfectly captures the scale and sensation of fierce battles using military equipment. The graphics and physics of this game are incredible, and fans of military vehicles will be thrilled at how detailed every element of the game truly is. In War Thunder, all advanced military technologies are available, from guided missiles to smoke screens and night vision to drone strikes. And their new update, Alpha Strike, lets you experience Hungarian aviation with new equipment, both modern and classic. Take to their new map, North Holland, and bring your tanks to Red Light District, or have a dogfight just above the shopping center. Download War Thunder for free by using the link in the description. All new players and those who haven't played War Thunder for half a year or more will receive some special bonuses. Rentals for the P-40E-1 aircraft and M4 tank for a week, along with free unique skins for them. A special decorator, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, 3 premium vehicles for free, a week of premium account, and even more gifts. Hurry up, the American Vehicle bonus season ends soon. Thank you so much for War Thunder for sponsoring this video, and back to the video. Hoorah. If you don't know JoJo Siwa, she got her start when she was 9 years old, appearing as a dancer on 2 seasons of the reality TV show Dance Moms.
Next we have JoJo.
Look at this young JoJo Siwa.
It was good. She was possessed. It was good. Well, if you're so good, you don't really need to be a part of the Ivy League Dance Company.
She deserves to be on the pyramid. She was in the group dance.
She deserves nothing.
This show is so fucking stupid.
Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
Get out.
Let's go.
Okay. Go.
Is there really anything self-redeemable about like child pageantry or child dance shows? What do you think the minimum age for dance show should be for a child? How about 16? You're able to drive yourself to the show at least. You have at least the conscious enough to be able to put the goddamn car and drive and go. And in 2015, she launched her YouTube channel, and after gaining a huge children audience, she appeared on various Nickelodeon shows and movies and made kids music. She exploded into the kids sphere of media and became a goddamn child pop icon.
Make some noise for JoJo Siwa!
Boomerang is one of her most listened to songs with almost 1 billion views on YouTube. What the hell is this, dude? She's rolling up with a goddamn lifted car. This is odd. I don't really care about what they say. I'm gonna come back like a boomerang. You know what's kind of weird is that the Karma lyrics read kind of similar. I don't really care about what they say. It feels like Nickelodeon music. If I was a little kid. Ooh, ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, oh. She's doing her thing. She's gonna come back like a boomerang. And in 2017, JoJo won the Best Viral Music Award at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. I was still surprised to hear that that's like a coveted reward. JoJo has described herself as being a quote-unquote a giant toddler. And up until she was 18, she kept up the leotards and matching bows like a goddamn Toontown character. This is known as the JoJo with a Bobo era. You know, I wonder why a lot of the time I make these videos myself. I'm not sure. It's my job. What am I supposed to do? Her name was so synonymous with bows that she reportedly sold over 80 million bows from her JoJo Siwa product line. How is that possible? How was that actually possible? How much money do you think she gets per bow? How much do the bows go for? If I was in the bow game, I'd be a lot more happy. My net worth would be way up. JoJo's net worth is currently at $20 million after launching numerous merchandise targeted at children. You know, the Jake Paul, the Paul brothers told us back in the day, buy that merch. All I want for Christmas is that Jake Paul merch. The kids got the money. Here's the thing about YouTubers and influencers alike who have children audiences. The parents are so annoyed. It's the next evolutionary step of giving your child an iPad, is buying them merch just so they'll shut the hell up. It goes, shit out your mom's pussy, iPad, YouTube merchandise, and then you get a car, you get a driver's license. That feels like the natural evolution to me. For a while now, she's been a big name in the children's entertainment, but guess what? Today's video is all talking about a thing that just happened. And let me show you what happened. I'm just gonna, sorry about this. Ah! Ah! No! JoJo, no! Ah! JoJo showed up to the iHeartRadio Music Awards looking like this, like Gene Simmons or a version of Kiss.
I have already shit every brick possible that I got none left in me.
Looking like this to promote her new song entitled Karma, which came out on the 5th of April. Remember, the 5th of April. Pretty sure that's what Guy Fawkes said. I'm almost positive. After the last few years, she's attempted to rebrand herself as a mature adult and to distance herself from her old image, much like Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, and now she's swinging with wrecking balls and she's showing her pussy on stage with Robin Thicke. I might be going deaf, I might be going blind, but maybe I'm out of my mind. Remember when Miley Cyrus twerked on stage with that? I was like, that's not Hannah Montana. I thought we were having a party in the USA. No, Miley, no! Which, you know, Miley has obviously very successfully transitioned from child star.
I used to strip naked, completely naked into Cracker Barrel when I was age of 3 and like roll around on the ground.
Into pop icon, very hard to do. And JoJo is trying to climb that mountain right as we speak. I will say she's trying to distance herself from her old image, but she still narcissistically drives cars with her face on it. I don't know how well that holds up with branding for an adult. That would just have a normal car. Because also, if you're ever a dick in traffic, there's like a video I'm pretty sure of her cutting off someone in traffic.
JoJo see you bullying us over here.
These people are just gonna know it's you. I don't know. I'm trying to think about if JoJo see whatever cut me off. I would fucking smash my car into the side of that dumbass. Is that a I can't tell what kind of car that is.
Prius.
It's not a Prius, dude. You cut her off, dude. Oh, whatever, dude. It looked like she was just merging. People are so fucking over dramatic. But in 2022, she cut off her hair, which meant no more fucking ponytails. The ponytails are gone, Nick.
Get shit.
But no one saw this coming. No one saw this tidal wave of her next evolutionary step, which was a big one. It was that, I would say it was comparable. I know she says in some stuff that she takes influences from Miley Cyrus in that transition, and it was a bold step. With TikTok and the internet, they're dragging that bitch left and right. She dropped the Karma music video.
I was a bad girl. I did some bad things. I swear I did it all for fun.
This shit's damn near, is borderline explicit. Got this lonely ass island's a CG mess. She's basically, I'm just gonna play this part. It's unbelievable.
It never happened. It was
I mean, the humping is so unnecessary. All right, so the first lyrics to this song are, I'm a bad girl, I did some bad things. Let me tell you something. I really have no easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna go out and say it. I've met some rough lesbians in my day. I mean, they called them in the lesbian community, they called them Rottweilers. I'm a bad girl, I've done some bad things. I can tell already JoJo Siwa has not eaten pussy before. She's come out of the closet, she's talking about this whole album's about queer pop and that she's changed her identity. There's no way that's a rug muncher. I've seen some Rottweilers, dude. Motherfucker's got chapped lips. I'm looking at that, she has the same teeth as like Joe Biden. She's got some crazy veneers for like a 20-year-old. Some crazy.
$50,000 veneers.
They're $50,000 for veneers? That's what's in her mouth?
She said.
It's that bow money, dude.
Most expensive thing I'm wearing my teeth. Cost me 50 grand.
Dude, if I had 50 grand, I'd fix these donkey teeth I have. These fucking absolute chompers, dude. This razor wire in my mouth. Hell yeah, I would do that. Are you kidding me? If you're gonna lie about this thing about being a like crazy lesbian pop star and stuff like that, chap the lips up a little bit. Just a little bit. A little more aged. Get a little sandpaper, a little DW40, just right. No big deal. Also, I'm pretty sure this whole song is about how she cheated on somebody.
Karma's a bitch. Getting back at her.
What's that mean? Where so the whole thing is about Karma's a bitch getting back at her, even though she cheated on somebody? Or she did bad things before and somebody cheated on her. I don't know.
Let's go to genius.com and see.
Should we? Let's look at it, dude.
Ew, good morning. Everything's even into nothing. This is terrible.
Okay, I was a bad girl. I did some bad things. I swear I did it for fun and it meant nothing. It never happened. It was a secret. Hey.
That sounds like Forrest Gump right there.
It's an ignorant thing to say. That's when JoJo Siwa started talking about gay pop. You know, man, Mama said life's like a gay pop CD. You don't know which track you gonna get. It's just another tone-deaf thing about, like, you just assume people don't know that Freddie Mercury is gay. The guy who died of literal AIDS during the AIDS crisis. Lady Gaga. I mean, like, dude, I'm like, all kinds of shit. The entire 80s were filled with gay pop. You know what I mean? But after coming out as a lesbian in 2021, JoJo is making that a big part of her identity during her rebrand. Initially, she came out as pansexual, which Miley also did in 2016. JoJo, you think we don't see you trying to be Miley, bitch?
This song is special. Karma is special. I was very afraid of the lyrics of Karma. I wasn't ready to say I was a bad girl.
I wasn't afraid to say I was a bad girl, dude. I'm telling you. There's no way that she has actually cheated on anyone, too. The Karma is a scrapped Miley Cyrus song from 2012 that she bought and seemingly changed one word to. Out of the entire song she's had for how many years now? 4 years? Oh, there's a breakdown of the song? What the fuck?
This is how it went down with my new song and music video, Karma. This song is so special.
She keeps saying this so special.
I knew that I wanted this song to be not only a part of my life, but part of my life in such a massive way, in such a big picture.
It's the same shit with like the Vogue 73 question thing, whatever. These fucking celebrities just have a literal script that they work off of because they can't just have a genuine moment ever. If you're reiterating the same thing over and over again, or if like you have a script that you're paid for, whatever, but it's insane to go on these shows and regurgitate the same thing over and over again. You don't have one other thing to say about this breakout song, Karma. This song that's supposed to be your literal transition from child to an adult, basically, like in terms of how people perceive you. And it's just the exact same thing reiterated over and over again. It's just like disgusting. Honestly, it makes me fucking disgusted. Some kind of fucked up dance here, just like you're grinding on somebody. Have you seen any like pop music video in the last fucking 30 years? People are popping their pussies all over the place. Watch one Ice Spice video. She'd probably get all bricked up over that, wouldn't she? God, man. Whoa! Which there is another artist named Britt Smith who sang the exact same song back in 2012. JoJo confirmed the song was never another pop star's, as Karma is the brainchild of the producing team Rock Mafia, who created hits for Miley, Selena Gomez, and Demi Lovato, among others. She defended, quote, "I didn't steal anything. There's no such thing as stealing. I also don't know who Britt Smith is." What a bitch. You can't just be like, yeah, it's her song. Pop artists buy songs all the time. Just be, yeah, I bought her song. Thought it was great. I thought it was applicable to my life. Even if is that even a genuine feeling? Or did my team say that my transition into an adult and being gay, is this also a fabrication? I don't know. Conspiracy Meat? New series, Conspiracy Meat? This song is supposed to be so special to her and whatever else, and it's a JoJo Siwa song, right? It's unbelievably frustrating because you're saying the song's about cheating on an ex and your ex getting together with somebody else, and it's about this queer identity that's coming together, and I want people to take me seriously. I'm an adult, and I want them to know I'm artistic and talented. But the entire song that you bought is fabricated. It's wrote by someone else. There's not an original thought going through your goddamn head. And the craziest part is she's being rewarded for it. Over and over again! It's insane! It's absolutely crazy! Think about every other artist on planet Earth right now who's made a song over some kind of expression. It could be about anything. I wanna die. At least it's their own thought. At least it's an semblance of a piece of their human story that's put down into song, even if it fucking sucks. At least it's their own. If this was the same thing, I'd be like, hey, it's just about a person who's just, you know what, they're like to eat pussy sometimes, or used to be a child star, now they're a big pop star. Ooh, they're an adult pop star. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. If you're a young and impressionable kid, what does this do? What does this do for you?
Tell you to lie.
Trust me, just lie and buy your way through anything. You can do anything in life if you just lie your way through it. JoJo has said Miley Cyrus is her idol, and no one from her generation has had a career flip like Miley Cyrus has.
No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch. And I am the first in the generation. It is very scary, but someone's got to do it.
She also said that she is honored that people are comparing her to the new Miley Bangers moment. Who's doing that, dude? To which people scoffed because, you know, who the fuck? No one has made that comparison besides her own. I think she really wants people to be like, this is a lot like Miley Cyrus's transformation. But even if Miley Cyrus bought those songs too, it's at least just a more honorable, more divisive approach, right? I don't know if people really remember that shit back in the day. That shit was kind of fucked up. The bitch was singing about party in the USA, and all of a sudden she's like chopped her hair off. She's swinging around half naked, kind of going full blown here. She's a bad girl. But we already knew that. Miley, not JoJo. All of this has caused numerous groans from the internet because of JoJo's delusion and audacity. She's been doing all these cringy, almost shit-posting troll masterful classes. I want to see a little masterclass. Masterclass, JoJo Siwa shit trolling online. This week she called the paparazzi on herself exiting a sex shop with penis plushie to get into her JoJo Siwa car wearing her JoJo Siwa shirt. So she called the paparazzi on herself? And the thing too about it is that this might be a successful marketing campaign. I know people are gonna be like, it's only so popular because people keep talking about it. The girl is gonna get paid regardless. The thing about it is that this is an absolute shit show travesty, which granted, is it going to affect her career negatively? I think so. I think that it's gonna be hard because this is the first big one, but then guess what? People are gonna get tired really quick and it's gonna be just a flash in the pan is what I would say. Watch this like 6 years from now, she's like a fucking Grammy award winning artist. Which the whole thing too is it's the same kind of criticism we had with J-Lo's thing of it's a person who is completely disassociated from reality.
If you know, you know.
And now they are like making music for the quote unquote real people that she still feels connected to, even though like her brain could not even comprehend that she is so far down another path, which is fine. But goddamn, just have some semblance of humanity. You don't have to be with the regular poors anymore, dude. And the poors and the regular people, it's not the same ball field. You're dressing up as Gene Simmons and dancing. You get millions of dollars, and you have a rap car of your face. You think regular people are doing that? You think that's something that people are just like, hey, that's me? Are you sure? I don't think so. Best gay cousin ever. That's a fucking baller shirt. I actually have that exact same shirt, that exact same size in my house. But the I Heart carpet wasn't on the only place that JoJo has been pulling stunts, which, dude, this is a classic.
Dream guest on my podcast?
Okay, why the frick did Kiss Ross punch?
Oh, dude, people are rolling this bitch like crazy, dude. Why is her voice so raspy? Is that forced, you think? Is it too much singing? Like her throat's thrashed?
Now she sounds like kind of like a chain smoker, or kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like kind of like a surfer, bro.
Dream guest on my podcast?
Dream guest on my podcast? That's radical.
It's very catchy. The problem is, every part is catchy. It's like all of a sudden your head will be like, I was a bad girl. Carmen is a bitch. It's like all of a sudden your brain, there's multiple parts.
The self-centered narcissism is just fucking unbelievable. I also love how important celebrities make themselves out to be. Your entire existence is fabricated and propped up on like millions of dollars of record deals that have completely fabricated your entire existence. And then, yeah, they're just like,
no one is really doing it like I am.
We talk a lot about cringe on this channel. We talk a lot about what's going on the internet today, and this is just one thing that's happening in a moment that will pass by, much like a dying star in our universe. It will just shoot by and it'll be done. But for now, I think it's something that's really pretty fascinating, but it also just goes to show how much celebrities are up their own ass. Everything that a celebrity does, especially in pop music and stuff, is so fictitious. It's a lie, it's a ruse. Everything that a celebrity does, especially a musician, is fabricated through millions of dollars of teamwork to manipulate you into liking the music, especially young, impressionable audiences. I think with this Karma song, she's talking about how she wants to grow up, but really she's just taking the fan base that she has grown up with, and she is trying to still monetize them and milk them like little pay cows that they are. Because then whenever they sit there, they can't say, oh, JoJo, that's for babies now. Now they can still like it and be like, no, she's making real adult stuff now, and I'm an adult. I need to be taken seriously. It's a cringy thing. Is she winning in the marketing game? Absolutely. Has she done anything to artistically prove herself as a musician? Absolutely not. So we shall see. It's a little piece of cringe that I had to see and I enjoyed, and I hope you got to enjoy it as well. I appreciate you all for stopping by and watching this video today. I love you very much. Bye-bye.
Karma's a bitch. I should've known better. If I would've known, I would've never left her around. JoJo Siwa's my queen. I love JoJo Siwa.
Hell. You know, I have been a nice catalyst for Taylor Swift hate. That's no secret. Swifties are They're fucked. They're fucked. Absolutely. My video says I hate Taylor. I am a misogynist. I thought that torch was put out many moons ago and that my life has moved on from the whole affair and that the Swifties would no longer give me any hate and I wouldn't even care because I don't really care, but Taylor Swift has gone and done it again. Someone told me like, hey, have you seen the new Taylor Swift lyrics? They're kind of weird. And I was thinking, oh, what? She's going to talk about her breakup. She's going to talk about flicking her and being sad about things and, you know, whatever. And people would be like, oh my God, because that's like the same Taylor Swift pop regurgitated bullshit as usual. But I didn't really understand how unhinged some of these things are. And what's very interesting is the fan base seems divided. Not everybody is rejoicing, right? There's a lot of coping. There's a lot of people saying that it's mid and people being upset by people saying that's mid, that these Swifties aren't really Swifties anymore. And I think that she's kind of put a giant crack in her fandom. And I just wanted to go over it because, like I said, some of the lyrics are really, really funny and also people's responses are. So without further ado, let's dive back down into the Taylor Swift hole. Not that hole. She just released a double album called The Tortured Poets Department, and her second album dropped, The Anthology, which is a total of 31 songs. So are you saying that the first album is called The Tortured Poets Department, and then the second one is The Anthology?
She did the 2 a.m. release again. She did the 2 a.m. She's always doing the 2 a.m. release.
Girls are just sitting in their room swaying back and forth at 2 a.m. being like, come on, refresh, please, Taylor, fucking refresh. This is her 11th studio album, and she sold 1.4 million copies on the first day, which that's insane. In today's day and age, that is crazy. In today's day and age where people actually buying albums, I almost threw up. I don't know if the audio caught that, but that actually made me throw up my mouth a little bit. Of course that she's going to sell that many. She has a crazy cult following, and even at the Berklee College, there's a whole entire class dedicated to her.
But at UC Berkeley, Taylor Swift is not just a tortured poet. She's a case study in how to build an empire.
The most loyal of her subjects are claiming that this is her best album to date, while other people are calling it mid or cringe. Mid. It's cringe. Oh, no.
It's supposed to be cringe.
There are some very cringy lines. There's some very cringy lines, but there's just stuff also where I'm like, what are you going on about? What is this? I'm a tortured poet. Welcome to my department. Sit down. That's a lot more bleak. Oh, Matt Healy broke up with me. I need a week and just get my mind off of it. Fly me anywhere. I don't care. Dude, if you're Taylor Swift, you need a private jet. You know when people are like, it's unethical, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The bitch is playing in Guam tomorrow, or what, you know what I mean? She's going, I play in Guam tomorrow and I can't wait to play in Germany the next day. It's like, you're gonna have to have that. Imagine she takes a public plane. They would skin her alive. They would look at that woman who's like 6'5" or however tall Taylor Swift is, and they would peel the flesh off her back. Are you kidding me? It's not like, you know, when we said the televangelists, when they have private planes, you're like, when do you really actually need a private plane, dude? And I don't want to say it's odd where someone's like, I tracked her flight log. I saw all the places she flew. It's like, what are you doing with your time? What a creepy thing to look up. Even if you're like a hater, I'm like, you have way too much time on your hands, dude. Let's get into some of the songs, which The Alchemy is about her and Travis. Okay, that's her love. So when I touch down, call the amateurs and cut them from the team. Ditch the clowns, get the crown. Baby, I'm the one to beat, because the sign on your heart said it's still reserved for me. Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? I don't think that's the proper use of an alchemist. And also, I just want to say, ditch the clowns, get the crown. That's probably tattooed on some white trash guy's back somewhere. That's like one of those deals where it's like the Grim Reaper with the like guns or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. Ditch the clowns, get the crown. I don't want to say that I am some kind of oracle, but I did say that she was going to make a song about him or regarding football somehow. In my song, I said, you are my touchdown, my winning play. And she says, so when I touch down. Close. I almost got there. You know, she probably had it. I had the lyrics right, and she went to her paper, like erased it. God damn it. Next song is I Hate It Here. It says, my friends used to play a game where we would pick a decade. We wish we could live in instead of this. I'd say 1830s, but without all the racists, and get married off the highest bid. I just want to say that read that I thought that she was like being bought off like a slave is what I thought she was saying. It kind of reads like that, right? You can't say, I'd say the 1830s without all the racists and getting married off for the highest bid. Come on, bro. Really? Everyone looked down because it wasn't fun now. Seems like it was never fun back then. Nostalgia is a mind trick. If I'd been there, I'd hate it. It was freezing in the palace. What? The rest of that is just, I don't know, the ramblings of a madman. But I'd say the 1830s, but without all the racist, is so funny. And someone's just like, really the 80s is just the music's good. 60s, I'm kind of a bit of a, I like the music even more back then. Sure. She's like, the 1830s, but without all the racists. Right? And then we could be bought off like slaves. Why aren't we talking? A lot of people here, they have some problems with that. You know, a post here says, is there actually a problem with the without all the racist line? It's just a line in the song. And what does everything Taylor Swift say have to criticize by far left Democrats? -19 Reddit karma? Ooh, shouldn't have thrown in the far left Democrats deal. I like how this is like an alt-right like Taylor Swift fan. Is there actually a problem without all the fucking racist shit? What the hell? When is the far left just gonna leave Taylor alone? Tay-Tay. Mother is mothering. She's criticized by everyone. There are far rights that think she's the devil reincarnate. Uh-oh. I love the political battle happening in this. Well, for this line, she's not being politically criticized a whole lot. Let's hope it stays that way. But imagine Taylor Swift said the N-word for a line like this. Then the whole world would immediately criticize and cancel her. Yeah! Taylor Swift dropped an N-bomb in their song. Yeah, she might get dragged a bit. Are you kidding me? She said the N-word. I guess people are just gonna cancel her then. Yeah, okay. Why would I imagine Taylor Swift writing a song with the N-word in it? She'd be cancel culture forever and never be criticized or loved by anyone. God damn. This is like some like JoJo Siwa levels of cringe here too. This one here, this lyric, it says, "You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me." And then also we have a picture of her childhood home and it's like a palace. Actually, Nick, to be fair, I know we put this up here because it shows like, look how wealthy and spoiled she was. This house was built on privilege. Within itself looks kind of like an asylum. Does it not? Also, we don't know if her mom wasn't like chain smoking cigarettes. Keep playing the guitar! Fucking put it down on her chest. Her dad's like, keep singing! I wish that was the real thing, dude. Daddy drank his whiskey and mama flicked her cigarette at me. I was playing this song until I hit puberty. Not bad.
I feel like if that happened, she would already have written 10 million songs about it.
That is true. This is what I think of when people are like, God, you already did a song about that. I'm like, dude, if you were mentally abused as a child, I feel like you have full reign to milk that forever. If your parents put out cigarettes in your chest and your dad was just like, it's not good enough, like a fucking like Jackson 5 thing, I feel like that never has an end. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Oh, there's a response with the song from Variety. Who's afraid of little old me? Swift revealed that she wrote the tune alone sitting at the piano in one of those moments when I felt bitter about just all the things we do to our artists as a society and as a culture. There's a lot about this particular concept on the Tortured Poets department. What do we do to our writers and our artists and our creatives? We put them through hell. We watch that they create, then we judge it. We love to watch artists in pain. You know what, dude? True. So true, Taylor. What's weird though is that it's like, I mean, you're being rewarded. It's not like you're a billionaire. God, so I guess people are just gonna like scold me. Okay. Here's another thing. This bitch wouldn't last a week on YouTube, dude. Dude, the amount of shit people talk on me, or the DMs I get, the fucking emails I get, god damn, dude. I've seen some heinous shit thrown at me, and I'm like, oh, there it is, and you just scroll past. You gotta let it go. There's a couple moments where you just want to, you know, fucking go through your phone and strangle somebody, but you can't, Nick. You can't. You can't let them win.
Also, you physically can't.
Also, I physically can't go through the phone. That's true. Thanks for reminding me, dude. Thanks for making me feel like a fucking dumbass. This one kind of caught me off guard when I saw this. Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. It's true. Swear. Scout's honor. Scout's honor. That bitch is saying, give me the triple digit special. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of fucking rules. She's like, Scout's honor. Grabs one fucking angle and puts it up. He just put in the cheat codes. He's gonna be busy for a while. Go ahead and slip it in. Right? Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto is a crazy line. That's fucking unhinged. How the did you write that down and you're just like, yeah. Yeah. She's probably recalling something personal that happened, but still, it's just like...
It's either Maddie or Joe.
I can see Matt Healy finger fucking Taylor Swift while his friend's like, hey, I like to play fucking Grand Theft Auto. I don't even know if I don't think they're British, but still. What about this one? You smoked, then ate 7 bars of chocolate. We declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. I scratch your head, you fall asleep like a tattooed golden retriever. Like a tattooed golden retriever. Someone save this bitch's dog. Are you kidding me? Let's shave biscuits one more time. Get the gun. Get the tattoo gun. Give me a second. I'm gonna draw Snoopy on you. No, Tasmanian devil. But you awaken with dread pounding nails in your head. That is so fucking sick. And her fans have been defending her. People hate Taylor Swift's music because it challenges and forces them to slow down, digest, and engage deeper with what they're audibly consuming. Instant gratification is ruining our ability to fully appreciate music. That is so fucking true. It's so true!
Tattoo golden retriever.
Tattoo golden retriever. Wait, what? Let me slow down and really process that for a second. Someone else said, I think she wrote this album for herself. She wanted to share it with us because we love her art. This album is good, very vulnerable. The most I've ever seen her be in her art. Don't they say that about every single one of her fucking albums, is that she's being so vulnerable? Can the bitch ever not be vulnerable? This album is for her, not you! Don't like it, then don't listen to it! She's not trying to win awards for it. Yeah, she is. That wasn't her intention on this! She's intentional with the song she puts on the album, and the overflow proves me that she just thought that we would like it! I also like that people speak for her. This wasn't her intention on this. How do you know her intention on anything?
Swifties have a connection with their God Emperor.
God Emperor Swift? Like, taking out money. You wanted it for us, didn't you, Emperor? Yes. Yes. Looking down, giant light, blinding him. The Titty department is a polarizing album. It's not for everyone. Definitely wouldn't recommend it for people who don't like poetry or literature or don't have a brain. I don't want listen to this music, okay? If you don't like art, and if you're this isn't for you, loser. If you don't like poetry, literature, or if you don't have a brain. That's so fucking stupid. They are turning into the annoying Rick and Morty fans where it's like, it's just a bit smarter than other shows, and obviously you have to have a certain level of intellect for Rick and Morty. It's turning into that. What's crazy is that it feels like they're going through every terrible fan up as the new fucking Imperial Order. It's unbelievable. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see. Bahahaha, she got us so bad. Well, not me, but you guys. Very good. 10 out of 10. Best wishes, freaks. Titty, pussy, dick criticism is so ridiculous that at this point I'm convinced it's just misogyny. Twitter and TikTok Swifties constantly claim it's her worst album in years, and I'm sick of it. It's funny how it still sold 1.4 million copies in one single day. I like how people also put that it's just like just because you sell a billion albums means that it's good. Well, it's still really great. They bought it before they even listened to it. Fucking psychopath. She's victim blaming Joe. Read the lyrics. All the songs are around the same. Get better headphones. It hurts me because Taylor was clearly very excited to share this beautiful piece of art with us. And so many people, even her fans, have been so disrespectful. If you think this is her worst album, you're not a Swiftie. Sorry, I need to get this off my chest. Thank you so much. That was very brave. You know, people were talking about, they were complaining about the links of the album, about how there's 31 tracks. It's like, just pick 15 songs you like, but people are just like, more tracks for me. If you don't like it, then get out of here, loser. But it's been very, very divisive here. When you've been a huge Taylor Swift fan for years, but the lyrics on her new album are so crass, disgusting, sexually explicit, full of swears and references to inappropriate stuff, you feel personally betrayed and block her on all platforms, removing everything from your streaming library. She's fucking hitting herself and stuff. Also, sweetie, hey, sweetheart, you flipping off the camera actually means f you, so you indirectly said that. Because you said that, I'm gonna have to block you on all platforms now, because that was very crass. You slapping yourself and hurting yourself, actually, I'm not to trauma dump, but I'm kind of a victim of like physical abuse myself, so seeing that's actually triggering, so I think that you should put a trigger warning at the beginning of this if you're gonna do that. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, even though you're blocked. You're blocked. There's nothing I love more than fandoms of people crying, getting upset with each other, all over some of these lyrics, man. They're just funny. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want, you can like whatever you want, it doesn't fucking matter. But for the love of God, if I have any piece of advice to give anyone, no matter what you like, no matter what you love, show respect to it in your own ways, but please do not record yourself crying, throwing fits, or doing anything, because on the internet, everything is forever. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm sorry I had to show you this one. Bye-bye.
But I have this award, and I put it in my kitchen, and every single morning when I go down and I wake up, and I've just got this just right in my face. Just like a full middle finger just being like, putting me in my place, like, good morning.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat Channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down, because today we're talking about Wicked. The new phenomenon hitting the globe is the #1 movie in the world right now, based off a Broadway play. Fantastic. One thing that we've been seeing a lot lately is how insufferable Wicked fans can truly be. A mixture of theater kids and regular moviegoers with regular movie theater etiquette mixed in with theater kid etiquette mashed together to make cancer. Which you're seeing a lot of theater fans come in here now. You know, I mean, if you think about fandoms ruining people's experiences, we can look at a lot of things. A lot of people refer to Rick and Morty in this instance. When it reached its peak popularity in season 3, fans of the show went wild over McDonald's releasing Szechuan sauce. Releasing a Szechuan sauce promotion created based on it being referenced in a line in the show.
In 1998, they had this promotion for the Disney film Mulan, where they created a new sauce for the McNuggets called Szechuan sauce.
Remember that? It was a big thing, Szechuan sauce.
You remember that guy who jumped up? He said, "I want Szechuan sauce."
Yeah, that cringe was unbelievable. It was at this time that the infamous Szechuan sauce freakout blew up on YouTube, shedding light on how just repulsive a portion of that audience could be. I feel like it was probably something similar to with like Limp Bizkit. People coming through and they're just like, wait, what the f? This sucks. You know what I mean? It took like one guy on the internet and then people were like, yeah, this does suck. Maybe the Szechuan sauce comes back the same way Limp Bizkit did. Or when Avengers Endgame released, you had all these people screaming and clapping in the theater every time a character did something on screen, right? That got recorded. And it looks absurd. Hindsight's 2020. Pretty gross after a while. Or you could be the Star Wars fan crying over the trailer, you know. The list goes on and on for these fan bases that don't necessarily represent everyone, but they represent the most hardcore, outspoken part of the fan base. And today, I want to talk about the most recent example of this trend of superfans ruining an experience for regular, I guess you could say regular fans or just regular moviegoers. And that, of course, is the Wicked fandom. On November 22nd of the Lord's year of 2024, the Wicked movie released, which is one of the highest grossing Broadway musicals of all time. The movie is a prequel of The Wizard of Oz, focusing on the relationship between Glinda the Good and Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, after meeting at the Shiz University. I never understood the Shiz thing.
I'm wondering if it's like a thing where it's like, oh, that's a shiz. It's like early 2000s.
Well, probably. We should call it the Banff University. Nah, man, the Shiz. It focuses on themes of friendship, belonging, self-love, and equality. And some would even say queerness. It's a Broadway musical, after all. Fans have been begging for a movie adaptation for years, and now the cat is out of the bag. A wave of cringe has just been unleashed upon the world. It has had a chokehold on theater kids who have stampeded the movie theaters in droves to watch it. People have been crying at the trailer, Peter Dinklage, and the tears don't stop there. They're ever flowing like the rivers of time themselves. Never ending. I'm not even joking. It's continuous. The worst part about this whole thing is that the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Oh, no. 2 hours 45.
And it's a part 1. And mind you, the original play, the play itself, the actual full play is a 2.5 hour long experience with a 15-minute intervention. What are we doing? Right? What the hell is this? And you know, you can just say, well, it's people want more content. Universal's trying to squeeze the tits of that cow bare, right? Beat that dead horse. A 3 hour long film for part 1 of a prequel to Wizard of Oz. How much could we really explore here, okay?
You have Dune Part 1, Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 1, Dune Part 2, Dune Part 3, the HBO Dune show. I'm tired of it. Well, you know what the thing, at least with the Dune books, 50 goddamn Dune books. Right? They're big old books. So it makes sense. Wizard of Oz, some bitch clicks her heels and she wants to go to Kansas, and then the bitch is green. And all of a sudden now she's just like, but what if she was the good guy? That's some serious early 2000 shit, isn't it, too? Have you guys ever thought about if the Wicked Witch of the West was actually, like, good? And she was gay? Wait, you're awesome. But the thing you've probably heard the most about this movie, literally nobody can stop themselves from bawling their eyes out. That is the biggest reception I've seen. No one tells me if the movie is necessarily good or bad. They just cry. That's all I ever see is the end of the movie. You get the whole fucking TikTok format where it's like, me before I see the Wicked movie. And then it's afterwards. It's as if they fucking shot their mom in IMAX. This goes especially for the film's lead actresses, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. During the press tour for the movie, people were starting to get concerned at just how often the two of them were reduced to tears. You would have thought that during the filming, someone broke into the set, beat them to near death, or clubbed baby seals every single day, did something to just traumatize these people. They look like shell-shocked veterans. My grandfather, who was a paratrooper in the Vietnam War, has less of emotional reaction to these two actresses in a Hollywood film, okay? The way she's like, Ariana's stroking that fucking pinky like something. I don't know, she's, you know what I mean?
We're very grateful to be here with this material that I love so much and with this human being that I love so much.
Why the would somebody grab your pinky and do this? What are we doing there? Is it stimming? And according to Irvo, the two of them became incredibly close during the filming of the movie and can't help themselves as they are constantly reliving and rehashing all the things that they've been through during every emotional interview.
I'm really sorry. We're really sorry.
It just happens.
It's really
It
emotional.
happens. We can't help it.
The interviewer might be like, heard you like the color red. And they're just like, yeah. And on TikTok, theater kids who highly anticipated the film have started to film themselves crying from watching the movie. It's the most cult-like thing I've ever seen. That's one thing they say about cults, is that you imitate the mood or emotions that your cult leaders are having. So since Ariana and Cynthia are crying, and there's a rumor, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a rumor. Now you have people sitting there and they've been crying. You know, people, it's as if they saw the face of God for the first time. They truly became enlightened. And it's been a whirlwind of cringe, okay?
The most like symbiotic, beautiful. I feel so grateful to have done this with her. Sorry. It's just...
What happened? I legitimately think that Cynthia had to ward off some kind of entity or something. If she wasn't there, we'd all be dead.
It's also my first time ever doing a
You
jungle.
have been the light of the day. You are such a gift.
You brought such light into the room. Thank you very much.
We appreciate
for coming
you.
into this room today. We needed.
It's fucking creepy, man. Even as it sounds like they're like robots. And you know, it's not even just Cynthia and Ariana. I mean, you're talking about the director gets into fits of tears.
I'm not gonna cry because that's their job to cry. I'm just gonna describe the moments.
We can cry together if
We can-
you want.
Wicked, the Wizard of Oz prequel. I mean, what barriers are you breaking here? She's painted green and it's her first day at school. It's almost like if you sat there and you're like, Adam Sandler really had to get into his role for Billy Madison. He was the first day back and he really challenged himself. We didn't want to push him too hard. Shut up! You did the Adam Sandler thing. But then you get into the poster. This became a big thing. Was the fans of the original play, I mean, they're diehard fans. These are dedicated Wicked lifers here.
What's your favorite Wicked song?
Impossible? Yeah.
And what's your favorite Wicked song?
Loathing, for sure.
And before the movie was out, when the poster for the movie was first released, some people were critical. The thing I found most egregious was not the hi-ho remix that they kept replaying. So Snow White goes into the dwarf house, and then I was like, oh, so they got the dwarves again. This is going to be like fucking The Hobbit. This reminded me of the beginning of The Hobbit, right? You had the actors come in, they sing songs, all that kind of shit. They were CG dwarves. Why? Singing animals and talking shit. I totally understand making CG. Why did they make CG dwarves? Those are real. We got those. They're little guys with big problems, and I don't want to have to deal with it. That's Walt Disney's way. All right. I just thought that was crazy. And by the time the trailers got over, it was 30-minute runtime for trailers. All right. So now this 3-hour-long experience has now become a 3.5-hour-long experience.
Will you go for Glinda's perfect pink? Elphaba's emerald green.
Just wanted to put that out there. Just wanted to throw that out. And I'm not going to harp on, I'm not going to do the beat for beat of the movie. It's whatever. It's insane that this is a part one. Once again, just because the actual theater runtime is 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 15 minutes because there's a 15-minute interlude. You got the whole package. Our theater experience was fairly lackluster. We only had a couple crying people. There was people crying. I just want to put that out there. There was people crying. There was also a guy snoring. And then during some of the songs, like the popular, there's more people humming, which I found was even worse. And it was almost like you could tell it's like, well, I'm not going to sing, but they never said anything about humming. Like Mormons breaking rules, you know what I mean? They said I can't smoke, but they said nothing about vaping. I didn't understand the hype around the Wicked thing. You start off and the movie is kind of, you're like, oh, this is kind of like a mature version of like The Wizard of Oz, which is like a very, campy fairy tale thing. Starts off, the mom's cheating, she's sucking and and her baby ends up green. You're like, well, goddamn, this is pretty crazy. But then from there, it just nosedives into like the most generic Disney movie I've ever seen. And I just want to point out that it's a fine movie. If you like musicals, it'd be hard not to like this. It's the Disney method where it's like it's scientific. They've scientifically dissected the chords needed to make something like big and operatic and fantastical. I've seen it a billion times. I was a bit confused. The most interesting subject matters of the movie being about like abuse of animals and that kind of stuff is like just completely disregarded for the standard, like, no one's gonna like me. Well, I like them, but there's no way. And then by the end, it's like, I found myself. I don't need anybody but me. I love myself. And then the bitch flies around for a while, and then it just ends. And then you're looking at yourself in the mirror afterwards. I took a wicked shit afterwards because I got flatbread pizza. Oh, wicked shit.
There you go.
Again, it's just natural. Took a wicked shit, and then I was looking in the mirror, and I just thought to myself, why did I spend 3 hours watching basically an 8-year-old's diary get made into a $400 million film? And I just want to say, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, the bitch in the wheelchair, horrible. What an awful character. That's the one time in my life I've ever felt I've had almost no sympathy for someone in a wheelchair. That's the only time where I'm like, good. Up, I know it is. Also, Ariana's boyfriend, who's like the SpongeBob dude, he keeps doing like the millennial smirk the whole movie. He's fawning over Ariana's character and stuff, but yet I think he's like sucking the wheelchair girl too. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it was the worst thing ever. It's not that. Did I cry? No. If I told myself if I was an 8-year-old girl, or maybe if I was an 8-year-old effeminate boy, maybe I would have been moved. But the two people sniffling, it was like I was at a funeral. You ever sit at a funeral and the person behind you are crying, and they're doing that crying where it's like, and they're like trying not to explode out all that noise, but they're just gritting their teeth and they're really going through it. It was that. And I kind of, when I stood up after the movie, I kind of glanced over. She was sitting in a chair like this. I was like, who are you reaching out for? I was like, I guess I have nothing really to say besides like, it's fine. You know? Did it need to be 3 hours long, Nick? No. You could have done a 2-parter that was fucking an hour and a half each. Could you not have done that?
But then it wouldn't get people in the seats, because nowadays it's like, why am I going to pay $15 to see a movie if it's not longer than 2 hours?
That's a good point. When you're right, you're right. Yeah, I feel like you just really have to be like a musical fan. Kind of felt like an old musical from like the 50s or something like that is what it reminded me of. Also, they kept cutting to the Asian dude that's on SNL. I think he's pretty funny, but it's like they just kept using him to be like gassing up Ariana the whole time, but they did it so excessively that at a point it was just like, what the You're telling me that a girl's green in this universe and people are scared of her, but the big fat chick and the fucking handicapped girl, no one's saying shit? Are you kidding me? If you're gonna go like the pretty and pink route, whatever, you gotta go across the board. You can't have the big fat chick dance around on her pig hooves and the fucking wheelchair girl rolling around. No one says anything. No one says a thing. Not one thing. Really? The fit girl that's green? Oh. Ooh. Another thing too is Ariana's boyfriend who plays the guy, he's a munchkin and he stands hands on 2 books to get taller than the guy, but even just the Munchkin dude standing there is like a foot taller than Ariana. So is Ariana supposed to be a Munchkin in this or no?
They're just called Munchkin Land. That's it.
So they're just they're not small. But in the regular movie, they were all tiny. Yeah, but in this movie, they're just like, no, we're not doing that. It's because all the CG animators that were supposed to make little people are on Snow White right now. And they're just like, we can do 12. How many you want? They're like, 400. Like we cannot do that. So I feel like you cannot watch Wicked and then watch Wizard of Oz, because then Dorothy has just murdered 2 innocent people and then glorifying the animal abusing monster that is Oz.
Oh, here's my bet, because she melted, right?
Yeah, I'm melting!
She's gonna come back up. Well, maybe she'll already be green, but I suspect she's not gonna be green.
I was telling you, it's gonna be in like Dark Knight or whatever. Dark Knight Rises, where it's like, let me die, let me be the villain. So it's like Batman sacrifices himself to be the bad guy. Yeah, Michael Caine's gonna toast the Wicked Witch of the West in like Peru or whatever. Some people just want to watch the world burn. That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be that. So it's like she's not really dead. Because the whole thing is, oh, you can't get wet, because that's what they're setting up to. Because they have a shot where she's like, oh, I can't get wet. But it's like, of course, I mean, she takes baths and shit, right? So they're gonna be like, I'm melting, but really, she just went in the smoke and she left. I killed her, she melted. That bitch didn't melt, dude. They have some ditzy dumb white bitch clicking her heels and going back to Kansas. Also, Depression era Kansas. Dust Bowl, Kansas. Brutal. They're definitely gonna like tear up Dorothy, dude. That little motherfucker does not stand a chance, does she? They're gonna make her borderline. It's gonna be Unbreakable Girl is gonna be the sequel to Unbreakable Boy. It's gonna be about Dorothy and how they betray her in Wicked Part 2. You better watch out. So this is what I gotta say is, if you're gonna go see a movie, don't be this obnoxious fucking asshole. Just sit there and enjoy it. It's a fine time. The only reason that you're not gonna have a good time is, 1, if you go in being a pouty bitch, and then 2, if you ruin other people's experience by singing and making the performance about you. Because at the end of the day, that's what all these people shouting out, reaching for attention, is that they just want the performance to be about them and how good they can sing. F off with that. Just go see a movie, sit down, shut up, and stay in your place. We appreciate you so much. And thank you guys for watching. And hey, go see Wicked. It's a hoot. See you guys.
It's not your
seat. Go away.
That's not
I pay my money. I have a right to it.
Sit in your seat, correct?
Yes,
that's
my
not,
seat.
That's not your seat.
How can you tell it's not my seat?
Because your ticket has your seat number on it.
Whatever.
Let's find it.
Whatever.
This can easily
do
be
your own
resolved.
policy. No, I'm going to be an asshole because you're being an asshole.
I am not.
I'm a patron here.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on in and sit on down, because today we're talking about PSAs. Public service announcements. More importantly, children's public service announcements. I think we all are afraid of our children slipping, getting hurt, abducted, eating something they shouldn't, and the only way for them to digest this information is in video format. And today we're going to be talking about a very strange, albeit fascinating, children's PSA that happened overseas in Great Britain back in the 1970s, eh? When, you know what, telling the kid, you just had to be a little more blunt with it. You had to traumatize children back then. That's one thing we don't have now, is we don't have traumatizing media. Sometimes, like let's say if you needed to warn a child not to play near a power line, you would make a following video that maybe goes like this.
Go on, get it. We're not supposed to go in there. Oh, go on, there's a gap down there.
Oh, it's just perfectly placed on it too. It's just like so inviting too. We're just on this fancy shaped pieces of metal. Come on in. Good God! He exploded from the shins too. You know, you're probably thinking, well, that's gonna scare the children. Well, why? There's probably not any others, right?
When you fly your kite or model plane, remember you're in charge of a flying machine. Pilots have to observe safety rules. So must you.
The amount of kite flyers who probably got electrocuted or exploded must have been, catastrophically huge, right? Have you ever seen anyone unironically fly a kite? That has to be a thing of the past, right? At the beach? Okay. That feels different than just being like in my backyard. Probably because people blown up for the shins. Just immediately standing next to a power line.
String or nylon can conduct electricity, especially when they're wet.
Watch out!
Watch out! There can't be any more of them, right?
stay out.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Or maybe you just want to have a video talking about how teach your kids why you need to wear a seatbelt, right? Timmy, I'm gonna teach you know how we're in the car and mom drinks a lot, and you have to buckle up in the back seat. If you don't, this is what's gonna happen. Press play, Michael.
Like most victims, Julie knew her killer. It was her son. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. After crushing her to death, he sat back down. Think, always wear a seatbelt.
Oh my God. This does not help women drivers and the plague that surrounds them, dude. Justice for women drivers. Justice for us men on the road, am I right? Or what about fireworks safety? You know, sometimes you like to get a couple Chinese firecrackers and have some fun with your friends. I think that's fine. I really wish that there was some kind of video that helped you know how to be safe, though.
Yeah, well, you're too strict, you know.
I'm not strict, I'm fair. Not out giving any harm, is it?
Yeah, you can't hold kids back, though.
I'm not saying hold him back.
I'm sorry, Hunter. Is something funny?
I'm saying there's such a thing as discipline. Fair discipline.
I like the kid. I like his buddy just running away. Where is Kevin this afternoon with all those Oriental fireworks, eh? That can't be right, huh? Probably shouldn't say that, huh? All right, anyways.
For over a generation. And that's about the way...
It makes it delicious.
Wait! I want to thank our great, dear, beautiful, unbelievable friends at Bad Dragon. Bad Dragon is the home to all of your fantasy, toys. If you're trying... And hey, let's get back to the video.
The list of public safety videos goes on and on. Any particular kind of harmful incident, the British have probably made a horrifying public service announcement video about it. But there's some that I just want to take time to talk about today that I found truly remarkable, especially because it feels so oddly specific, yet here we are, okay?
On George and Betty's night of romance, things got a bit too hot to handle.
Before we dive into these, we need to talk about a little bit of backstory to the old UK and some of the stuff that's been happening around there, eh? After World War II, the British government wanted to educate the public on safety issues that were prevalent within society. It's funny that it's kites and... it's kites and farm equipment. That's what it's going to be. So the Central Office of Information, or the COI for short, started to produce public information films, aka PIFs. These were safety videos on how to survive a nuclear attack, protecting the environment, or not wasting water. They started off fairly tame from the 40s to 60s, but by the time the 70s rolled around, COI wanted to throw a wrench in how the information was being showcased. Instead of just telling people safety information through boring educational videos, they decided that it would be much more effective to create brutal films and commercials showcasing children dying in various dangerous scenarios. That's a big ramp up immediately. 60s is just someone just being like, why don't you just turn off the faucet, eh? And the next one, it's a girl like drowning in a bathtub. The COI hired fresh film students to basically make horror films for the public to scare children into this information. I don't know if they really digested it, but let me tell you, their attention was certainly grabbed. The director specifically looked at Hollywood horror and Western films in order to imitate their styles of suspense and gore. And they're awesome, okay? They are awesome. And since these were labeled as educational films, the directors were given a lot more freedom with censorship and were able to show much more graphic content than was allowed at the time. This was during the age of video nasties where films were getting banned and stuff. And to have the government, to have the Queen just be like, oh, I don't really care, just fucking make it. It's pretty crazy. To be fair, especially child death. It's a big no-no. Still it is today. I'm always like, who gives a whenever there's a movie where like a kid gets stabbed to death, I'm like, because it's like, why not? Well, I don't want it to be an unlikable film. It's about a serial murderer. Hello?
That's why The Blob is awesome.
Yeah, when the kid gets sucked down in The Blob, that's a moment where everyone triumphs together. You don't need to go Lars von Trier where it's a dad hunting children, right? But I'm just saying, if they're already in the war path, let them go. Now we are graced with a plethora of these beautiful masterpieces of educational art. And there are dozens of PSA videos made during this era, but I just want to focus on a couple that stand out to moi. The first is a haunting commercial called Lonely Water, which showcases the Grim Reaper taunting children to come jump in a body of water.
It seems too ordinary, but that pool is deep.
The boy is showing off. The bank is slippery.
It's like it's like the Lady of the Lake. You know what I mean? No, it's not just like King Arthur. The video is aimed to warn children of the dangers of careless or foolhardy behavior in the vicinity of water. Any body of water. The Grim Reaper will show up and be like, come on in. Lonely Water is widely recalled as one of the most memorable and chilling PSAs of all time. This film campaign actually worked as many viewers were scared to swim in dangerous waters. Some even said that they were too frightened to swim at all. Come on, Tommy, let's just go to the pool. Just like, well, so I can have the Grim Reaper grab me by the ankles and drag me below? You, Mom. Or Mom, my bad. This PSA caused a lot of nightmares with young British children. And when I say a lot of nightmares, I mean, I think that it was reported, I think people even complained that my child is suffering from night terrors because the Grim Reaper is in our bathtub now, okay?
I'll be back.
Moving on, we have my personal favorite. This is an offensive one. We need to just get that one out of the way, all right? Because we're going to talk about the PSA from 1975 labeled Apaches. This 26-minute long film addresses the dangers of children digging around on farms. If you're a farmer in Britain, I imagine you have to have several children, because at least a couple. The way this PSA plays out, you're losing a couple kids, and no one seems to mind. And this PSA has been played in schools all over Britain, Canada, Australia, and even the United States. It's that infamous. It's that popular. The production value is amazing. If you put up a side-by-side of Solo, 100 Days of Sodom, and Apaches, you would not know the difference, the quality of, it's like, it looks like any other film that came out of that time. The plot follows 6 young children. They're all ages 8 to 10 years old. You have Kim, Sharon, Michael, the daft one.
Michael, wearing a red band. He's daft. The Apaches never wore red.
Danny, aka Geronimo! Tom and Robert, as they play on a nearby farm pretending to be Apache Indians. Just want to say right now, Hollywood did a lot of damage to the perception of Native Americans of this country. So if that's the case, just know, blame the British. You know, this is 1975 Britain. I don't think they really give a good why. And throughout the film, the children are brutally killed on various different farming related accidents. Okay, this is not a directorial kind of like, watch out for moving vehicles. Nope, it's just kind of like, you were in the road. What do you expect? First death goes, the kids are all running around like a bunch of lunatics when Kim decides to hop on the back of a moving truck. As Kim is cheering for victory, the truck driver slams on his brakes, causing Kim to go flying headfirst into the tires.
I'm sorry, Hunter. Is something funny?
I bet you that kid actor actually like fell in there and they're like, grab him, and then they went in and cut it and you put the dummy in there. Which, lesson 1, don't play on trucks, I think is what they're trying to say. Don't be jumping on moving vehicles, okay? And what's really up, you'll see with all of these, this is a similar motif, is that after a child dies, there is some kind of adult who comes and is getting rid of them, like getting rid of their stuff. Like in this one, the first one is they remove, there's like all these like filled coats on hangers, and then there's one empty one, and they go up and they remove the tag, and it's like so haunting. It's so tragically fucking bleak and dark. It's unreal, and they do this every time to hammer it home. It's a fun watch. Also, here's another thing too. The kids, they're playing every time. Every scenario, it's never them just being like, watch out! Like they're walking home, look out! Never that. They're always playing. So we have no idea the lapse of time between them. So it almost reads as either the first day or just the next day. And they just don't care. No one cares. But a day or two passes and the kids are back on the farm again. This time playing kick the can and hide and go seek. I've played hide and seek, but the kick the can part was very odd. It did make me feel, I was like, this is like an old European thing. Okay, because here in America, we just close our eyes. We don't have to kick a can. Watching the kids run around and they keep focusing in. They're doing a really good job by holding the suspense, but you just know, you're like, oh, yep, there's gonna be a scythe that comes down and hits the girl in the neck, or oh, I bet that bull's gonna kick that kid in half. We finally get to death number 2. Tom is being chased by Danny, and whoops, Tom slips in the slurry pit, aka it's just a pit full of cow shit, and he drowns. I hate that shot when they show the kid looking like this, because it makes me think, I'm like, oh, he knows he's in there and he's not saying anything. Ah! And then he just drowns immediately. You're dead, especially in shit water. That's all poop. It's a slurry pit. Which I want to say, Danny looking off was very suspicious. By this one, you can kind of tell too, he's kind of the leader of the group. He's kind of our main.
Dude, that fucking look, that little fucker gave was a haunting. Goddamn haunting. Oh my.
Immediately!
Oh my god, dude.
I hate that shot when they show the kid looking like this, because it makes me think, I'm like, oh, he knows he's in there and he's not saying anything. Ah! And then he just drowns immediately. You're dead, especially in shit water. That's all poop. It's a slurry pit. Which I want to say, Danny looking off was very suspicious. By this one, you can kind of tell too, he's kind of the leader of the group. He's kind of our main guy. Lesson 2, don't play near pits of hell and shit. I guess this one could also be water.
I think it's specifically the slurry pits, because that was like a big problem.
Oh, so it's okay. So this one is just for the time, they're just like, these kids, goddamn. We're having to scour and scuba dive down these slurry pits to find all these pale beauties.
A decade or so later, they had to tell farmers to cover up their slurry pits. It was that bad.
That many British children were falling into slurry pits where they're just like, I hate to do this to everyone, but we're just gonna have to throw a net over all of it. With the second death, they take stuff out of his desk. Once again, another very tragic thing, but then it's just once we don't see anybody mourn. Usually that's why I was surprised here, because I expected to see like a mom. You know what I mean? We move on to death number 3. Which more time passes, once again, could be 30 minutes, could be a day, not enough time. We know that the kids are back on the farm again, and boy, oh boy, are they playing. This time, the kids all huddle around each other and pour a mysterious liquid from a bottle they found in the barn. And there is, I'm pretty sure, a part where one of the British kids says something like, a little bit of firewater from the white face.
In celebration of our victory, we will drink the white man's firewater.
Because they're playing Apaches. Even when I heard that, I was like, no. The smart ones of the group just pretend to drink the poison, but Sharon actually takes a drink from this non-labeled cup. I thought the acting here was kind of good because she like took a sip of it and she's like,
You all right, Sharon? Yeah, I think so.
Are you okay, Sharon? Mm-hmm. But later that night, we see Sharon go into a house. We cut, it's nighttime, and then it's just horrible, horrible child screaming. I mean, it's wild. And once again, you cut to the next day, and the mom is just taking shit out of her room. She's just like, well, that one's gone. That's why earlier too, I was curious liquids. You dumb little bitch. I felt so mad because I actually like Sharon. Out of all the kids, I was like, she seemed the coolest. We move on to death. Number 4. The next day, the kids go back to playing without any time to mourn once again, and we're gonna beat that to death. I cannot tell you, this is a no-fat 20 minutes, okay? There's no room for emotion. This is just telling you how it is.
Ready? Ready. 1, 2, 3. Freeze! Double look out!
I love how every time a child dies, it has to be Danny doing. Also, in my mind, I was like, if I was that, I wouldn't die from that. But lesson 4 is watch your surroundings.
Don't get hit by metal gates.
Don't let things fall on top of you. I was kind of like, this one felt like the actual first accident. Everything else felt like a stupid act. I was like, leading into death, number 5. At this point, there are only 2 kids left to play Apaches. And let me tell you, it's a somber scene on top of the hill. You guys are really still gonna play the fucking game after all your friends have died this week? You know what I mean? Danny goes up this hill and he's talking to some of the old blokes at the top of the hill. And he gets on a tractor. The guy's like, be careful. He's like, yeah, piss off. Immediately releases the brakes. I mean, almost instantaneously. This is probably the funniest death just because the tractor is going so slow. You're screaming at the movie the entire time, jump off. For the love of God, Danny, jump off. Your name is Geronimo. Jump off. It's so slow. Even the guys that turn around, they're confused. They're just like, jump off. Help! There's just something about a small British child being like, ah! And then just like seeing like a dummy with like, they like tape or glue the hands to the steering wheel and it's just like going down a hill. They barely hold a fucking beat before they show his mom just sitting in his room like, it's the first time that we see any emotion from anybody of someone being like, this was his room. The lessons, of course, is being stay off heavy machinery. Right? The film ends with only one child surviving, which is Michael. I was surprised he was kind of the most, you know. But Danny mentioned earlier in the film that his parents were preparing for a party because they're in between. He's just like, oh, I don't understand why adults like parties. Turns out it was all, that was future stuff and that they were preparing for Danny's, what do you call after a funeral? Wake? Whatever, his after funeral party. It's so crazy because they're all sitting there and they're like, they do not look like they could give any at all. They're like, oh, you're gonna pass the corn. Pretty nice day today, right? That's it. And then while this awkward clattering of plates happens, they show a list of all of the kids in Britain who have died like that year from all of these things. A lot of explosions. A haunting amount of explosions. Okay? People being crushed, drowned, I mean, like, it leaves a weird taste in your mouth, okay? Especially after you're just like, well, that's Apaches. Thanks, British government.
I wish I would have saw that as a kid. I feel like that would me up good.
I would be like, okay, I'm never gonna be around any of that. I don't care.
Well, I had a friend whose grandparents were on the farm, and we used to fuck around, and I feel like we could have seriously got hurt.
Would it have swayed you at all that they were British?
No.
I wouldn't have been able to move past it. Knowing me as a kid, I'd be like, they sound funny. They sound weird. Is this Harry Potter or what? Next up, we have a beautiful PSA called The Finishing Line. This is a controversial PSA, all right? This is a surreal nightmare is what this PSA. This is a fucked, like, weird.
Like a Hodorowski movie.
It is, yeah. It's a Hodorowski movie. It feels like a Michael Haneke movie or like a Lars von Trier movie or some shit. It feels weird. It all takes place inside the mind of a demented child who thinks of 4 horrible, tragic, sickening games that you can play on a train track. This whole PSA is about, yeah, don't go near train tracks. And they decide to be like, well, what if it was from the mind of a child who's thinking about going on the train tracks? And this is what they came up with. Haunting. The short starts off with the headmaster of a school warning children not to play on a train tracks, but the camera zooms slowly on the sadistic child as he starts to tell us his imagination. And when we say that the headmaster of a school warns the children, it sounds like God yelling at human beings for all the wrongdoings, does it not?
Some of you have been playing on the railway again. You are old enough to understand that the railway is not the place for any kind of games.
Also, worth pointing out that the actual child is sitting 50 feet in the air on a ledge on a bridge where that kid could fall off. Just the actor. They're just like, sit up there and wobble around. He's like, the wind's cold up here. He's like, shut up. The first game the sickle thinks up involves children breaking down a fence like wild animals and then running across train tracks to get points for this weird thing. Through all the chaos of the children screaming, to not even hear the girl be like, ah! She's just is like, oh, they're passed out. And this is up too, because you know those kids could have moved this little girl. They could have. There's 8 of them. She weighs 30 pounds. Like, get that off the train tracks, dude. Nope. Okay. And there you go.
Oh wait, what's even horrifying is they pick the body up and they show it after it's smushed.
Well, yeah, they show away because you're like, oh my God, oof. And then after the fact, they're just like, nope, by the way, her bloody dead body right here. Take a look. All right, here we go. And then once again, you have to picture that this is once again inside the mind of a child. And then you move on to game 2, which it just, the game is throwing rocks at trains, which I have heard, you know, people have thrown rocks at trains before, but the point system is like, if you break through the windows or if you hit the people in the cart, you get points. And they're throwing these color-coded rocks at these trains. The train stops. At first, it kind of looks like, oh, he's gonna be pissed. You're like, oh shit, because even the kids are like, cut inside the train. The guy's like walking around. He's like, green through the rock through the window. Fantastic. And it like the camera pans out a bit and there's a guy like, oh, like blood everywhere. He's like, all right, hit a passenger. Walking through and then the train conductor's like, oh, like bloodied and battered. And they do another point system. You get more points for breaking the kid's face open. My God. You move on to game 3. The next game is some weird game of chicken where the kids have to run across the track while the train goes like 100 miles an hour. The game makes no sense. It's like a person has to stand with a sign. By the time the train gets to the sign, the person flips it like a go. It's on stop and it goes to go. And they're supposed to run across, but instead like 7 kids just get plowed. And you're like, they do their little tallies up again and people are just like, oh shit. Oh, there goes my team. It's a goddamn massacre. It's 6 to 10 kids just brutally murdered. And there's just blood all over the tracks. It's gruesome as shit. And then game 4 is, this kind of messed me up a little bit. It's called the Great Tunnel Walk. Does that not sound just cryptid and horrifying? The objective of the game is to walk down a 3-mile pitch black dark train track and to see who gets on the other side first. Here's the kicker: they send trains down the tunnel, so you gotta just play, and there's no lights on the train. That's one thing I saw too. Whenever watching the video, I'm like, there's no lights on the train, so you can hear it coming, but good luck. And like it takes a weird moment, and the camera pans down to the tunnel and you just see like this kid like limping, covered in blood, walking out, whatever, and they're like, great job, you got first. Okay, what's your name? They're like, "Ugh." And you see like kids limping out, and then of course everyone else in the tunnel is just dead. Then it cuts to a bunch of parents carrying hordes of dead children and like laying them ceremoniously on the track. And it's like this actually kind of artistically like pretty cool shot, but I was just like, just a weird sadistic game, which honestly, these kind of things, I'm like, of course a child would think of this. You know what I mean? It's like no empathy or care. They're just like, and then people had to walk through the train and whoever comes out first wins. Which the final shot of the film is you zoom out of a child's face as he still thinks about his train game. Like the film doesn't even end with him being like, nah, I'm okay. It's him still being like, what other game can I think of? This is a more evil PSA. This one, the other ones, you're like, oh, the kids, you know, sure, there's some funny stuff. This one, I was like, that's a psychopath. And at the end, I like how you're supposed to be like, don't go near trains. It's like, no, stay away from kids dangling off a 50-foot train archway.
When I was at a train, my mom told me, don't play by the train tracks. There's this story of these 2 10-year-olds who stole like a 3-year-old and threw rocks at him at a train track and let him get run over by a train track. That shit fucked me up for life. My mom told me when I was like 8 years old.
We need to start making a PSA for your ass, dude, for real. The last PSA we're talking about is Building Sites Bite, made in 1978. The film was made to warn children of the dangers of playing on construction sites. And it was made in response to more than 20 children dying in 1977 due to building sites accidents. 20 children, that's a lot. Why are you in construction building sites? Farms, you can be like, oh, animals, or oh, like my family works on it. What the fuck is bringing your child to work? You know, like why are you there? The film all takes place inside the head of a boy named Paul and a sadistic fantasy of torturing his cousin Ronald. The British really had a hard-on for like being like, it's all from the perspective of a weird child. As you see, Ronald wants to be an architect or a surveyor when he's older, but his cousin Paul thinks he's stupid and he looks like a toad. And there's a very uncanny incident where you like have him wear a toad mask and he's like, ribbit, ribbit. I remember I was like, you can tell Ronald's a bit of a timid little bird. And I think his probably not so intelligent cousin is jealous. And he's just like, oh, you're so special. You look like a fucking frog. Also, the way Paul is looking at Ronald is so seductive. The only thing he didn't do was do the lip bite. Otherwise than that, he was just like... Paul Ronald has the sick and twisted thought of wanting to stick Robert in a construction site and see if it'll get him killed, because he's just like, you could never live here in this deconstructed neighborhood of misfits like me and my sister live in, eh? So he puts Ronald through a ringer of tests to see if his construction site knowledge holds up and if he would survive. We move in to our test. Test number 1. Ronald ignores every warning sign that is in front of him. He randomly picks up a stick and starts stoking the flames of an already burning fire. He kind of like aggressively shoves at it like a primate. Ronald's like walking around like a weird ditch. He sees his dog down there. He's waiting for people to rescue him. The walls miraculously cave in and crush him. And you just see his dead hand. Test 2, Ronald walks into a dilapidated house. Again, Ronald ignores the danger signs and walks up the stairs and almost falls out a window. Ronald grabs a live wire and gets electrocuted. There's just something about the child death screams that are just so funny. Ronald's having a hard time through these tests. He is in a literal jigsaw torture trap right now in the mind of a sadistic child, and he is not winning the game. Test 3, Ronald has to traverse a field full of heavy work machinery when his dog Snoopy watches Ronald get crushed by a tractor.
Hi, Snoopy, stay there.
A bloody shoe is all that remains. We can't show that shoe. That shoe is caked in blood, dude. Test 4. Ronald walks through a brick house renovation, but then Ronald, unfortunately, slips on a pipe. You know what's serious? He's dressed like a 53-year-old man, too. It doesn't help. He kind of just, he's like this weird, surreal creature walking around dying on construction sites, dude. Test 5. Ronald plays in sand. His dog watches Ronald get smashed by a ton of bricks while he's playing in sand. This kid, and they keep snapping him back, like reviving him and having him do these tests, but he gets crushed or is just laying bloodied and battered at the end of every fucking test.
What's really funny is throughout the whole thing, they keep telling him read the signs, and every skit is him ignoring the signs.
Ronald, read the sign. Okay, maybe I will. And then he gets electrocuted. And then the last test, test 6, the crane, which Ronald's cousin watch him drown to death.